What is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family here, bringing you guys the latest update on our very own Dallas Cowboys. And of course, as always, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us on all social media at MyCowboysFamily, and hop in the Discord. Link for that's in the description box down below.
Today's a very special night, baby.
Yes, guys. Not only are we, wrapping up the week here, crowning some champions at the end of the night, but also the raffle is happening, and some people have been adding to their totals here before we kicked off, which is why we actually kicked off a few minutes later than planned here. But of course, we're going to go ahead and touch on all of the pre-stream love here in just a moment. But as we get into tonight's stream, first we have to shout out the people who have helped make this happen here on the daily and the nightly. So thank you very much.
The man who took over last week.
Jason Renfro, the sponsor of the week and the Cash App King.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Jason. Appreciate you. Lincoln Blake repping it as a stream boss with 63 points.
Yeah, right there, that Tyler Biotish.
That's right. And speaking of representation, Skeptical Fan, always staying skeptical, much love. He is the leader of the gifted memberships. And there's some timing because he just gifted another one.
He had one pre-stream.
Willis, congrats to you. Mary Roberts, congrats to you as well. Mari, sorry.
Right into the kickoff of the stream. I mean, Skeptical just with a couple drops. Now he's 2 away from getting a second one. He already bonused on the on the raffle. We'll talk about it here in a minute.
Gifting King, that's right.
That
Scorpio,
is the king of the gifts right there.
Woo. Appreciate you, of course. And huge shout out because we'll give the shout outs here for all the pre-stream love in just a moment. But yes, all of this is being added to the total there. Jason Renfro with $1. Holler there, go Cowboys, much love. So, pretty much guys celebrating 6 years here at MCF. There's a variety of ways you guys have shown the love and dropped the love. We'll get to that in just a moment.
Yeah. I do want to say that the overall leader for tonight has been going all over the place because of pre-stream love there and some thanks today. From Dwayne Broussard, he dropped $2 twice today on the thanks button on one of our videos or shorts out there, so appreciate him on that side. Then he did a pre-stream Go Cowboys $2 holler, and that's 6 total. He got himself another entry last second. Much love to Dwayne Broussard, and he also is in first place, jumping Mark Hovsepian on the overall board as we speak right now. So much love to Mark, but he is in second place, and he's hanging on because Mary Alvarez with a $10 holler, and then a 2 on top of that. Got her 2 more raffle entries. She is right behind Mark in third place. And then, of course, you got Jason Renfro right behind her with his Cash App $5 holler. He just dropped another one in the Cash App, baby, with that other one he dropped there. And, adding it all up, he's got himself 2 more raffle entries tonight kicking off. So much love to Jason Renfro. He is the leader of the raffle entries. Let me put it that way. So just wanted to remind everybody on that side of things. Jason Renfro's got the best chance to win, but there's a lot of people with a lot of raffle entries, about 4 or 5 people with a hefty amount of entries, a lot of people with 1 or 2, but 14 total people tonight, guys. 14 total in the house, and much love right there with a Mari Roberts drop, a $2 holler.
Thank you. Appreciate you saying shout out Skeptical. Hashtag Dallas Cowboys for life. Hashtag fuck Philly. Always.
Hell yeah.
Dilly fuck Philly. So first of all, let me get through some of the pre-stream
Yes.
drops first, because if not, then they're gonna kind of disappear here,
Yeah.
and then we'll get into
Yeah.
some of the raffle stuff in just a moment.
And again, I know I said the leader is Dwayne Broussard right now because I said his pre-stream stuff. Jason Renfro, his pre-stream drops. I know you see his comments, the Cash App drops from him. Jason Renfro still in second place in the Cash App as far as this week. Tonight, we'll crown a champion. I have a feeling he's going to jump the guy who's currently leading. The leader right now, Snug X, but only leading by about 3 over Jason Renfro. We'll see how that continues tonight.
There you go. Mary Roberts also wants to know how far she is from first place.
Oh, Mari's a while back. She's still
Mary Alvarez.
Oh, Mary Alvarez. Mary is about, let me see, I'm trying to do the math here. She is 9 back on first place.
There you
9
go.
would get her into first. They're jumping
real
Dwayne
quick,
Broussard.
Dwayne Broussard had a pre-stream $2 holler.
Yes.
Go Cowboys. Thank you. Mary Alvarez had a $10 holler. Appreciate you saying
Yes.
hello, everyone. Hope everyone's doing great. God bless you all. Much love. She also dropped a $2 Go Cowboys holler as well. Jason Renfro with the $1 holler. Skeptical fan with that gifted membership there to Mari Roberts. And, of course, the Stephanie Willis. Jason Renfro had a $1 holler there. And I think we're all caught up to Jason Renfro's current dollar holler. Shout out to you
Go
again.
Cowboys. And I made a mistake. He dropped the 5 earlier in the Cash App. He dropped the 1, so he doesn't actually have the next raffle entry yet. But he's closer to another one there as he dropped another couple dollar hollers. And he just dropped the 5. So now, there it is. I just got you there. On the 5 on it too, Jason Renfro. Piling up, guys. I'll be doing the numbers here, crunching the numbers and updating the boards. And the board is the same still, I think. I have to double check that too. But as I do that, maybe you make sure you give the lowdown on the last chance to get in this raffle. It will be done live on camera tonight, on stream, right here. And right now there's 14 people in the mix. You can be more people if possibly. If and how, but with the prizes, sewn and stitched jersey, baby, you know what to do here. Sewn and stitched jersey, your choice.
Yes.
A lot of choices to choose from there.
And not too many things going on tonight as well, so it won't be the longest stream in the world.
A little offense, little defense. It's going to be about the family tonight. And you guys that gave back here, the 6 years on MCF. We did this last week, a little party stream on the actual day. But today is the final, I guess, the final time we'll be discussing about the 6 years. We're into our 7th and beyond, but we want to make sure we get the winner here. And there'll be winner with the jersey is first place. Second place is the Skeptical Fan t-shirt. We'll be putting that up on stream tonight as well, showing it to you guys. The Cowboys written front. Much love the Skeptical Fan doing this thing. Like you said, he is also the membership gifting leader back-to-back months, and he's leading this month as well as he added another 2 of them tonight, so I'll update that as well on the board. Baby, who else dropped the love? I see 2 drops here. I think Skeptical Fan just dropped a $2 holler.
Yes, he did.
So that means he's totally, again, today he's got 12 on it. Yeah.
Go Cowboys.
Hey, we're in the same bucket there. And Jason Renfro with the dollar.
A bit of a change of plans here on the family side of things.
Yes.
So
yeah, everything kind of changed, and we got a lot earlier than we thought today, but we're hanging in there doing the 6-year anniversary thing, and hey, if it was a 2-hour stream, who knows? But we are chilling, relaxing here, 6 years, and of course, we're gonna have the camera on tonight for your weekly appearance by Mr. and Mrs. MCF, MCW here repping it. So again, maybe I think I said some of this. Let me do the mathematics in the back for the boards, and you can handle the description, I guess, of what.
No, I think you already said it. That's what I'm saying. But yes, $6 drop or $6 total. Yeah. That's an entry. Every $6 they do stack. Membership does count for bonus entries 1, 2, and 3. Respectively, depending if you're in the navy, blue, silver, or star, of course. Let me go ahead and do the shout-outs here in the chat. And you kind of have already seen it live and in action, a variety of ways you can enter, whether it's through Super Chat, membership gifting, the Cash App there, money sign MyCowboysFamily, but also, the Venmo at My-Cowboys-Family. You have, of course, the regular PayPal link and the Streamlabs link as well. that lets your comment show up right here on the screen. So, a variety of ways of showing the love, dropping the love. Let me shout out everybody here chilling.
I'm just saying,
hanging with us.
The only one hanging here when it comes to any kind of hanging raffle entries, Jason Renfro is 3 away from another one. The leader right now. Jason Renfro's number 1, Skeptical 2, Mark 3 with the most raffle entries. Dwayne Broussard 4th, Stephanie Willis 5th. Mary Alvarez has added a couple more, of course. So I'm going to do that right now. But yes, she's stacking them. Brandon James Shea, The Lunatic, and many others in the mix.
There we go. So real quick, we have Rolando Rodriguez in the house. Much love. What's up? Mike Aldana, hello and hi. Tammy Soltis representing. Mary Alvarez, of course, much love. Jason Renfro, hello and hi. Skeptical fan, always. Staying skeptical. We have Stephen White, what's up? Scorpio, hello and hi, much love. Titan Anderson Sports, what's up? Dwayne Broussard, the top dog himself.
DB.
Double R, hope you're having a great night.
Welcome in, by the way. He's one of the new family members here.
Who else is here? Just trying to make sure I'm not, repeating. Meatball Ron, he made me laugh earlier with his comment. So, Mari Roberts, of course. We have just trying to make sure I don't skip anybody. Starboy Entertainment, what's up? Wes Robinson in the house. Bo Smith representing with that star.
Hell yeah,
love it. Retro Scotty, much love to you. Hope the family's doing all right.
Yes.
Going back, I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. I think we got everybody. Whew, let me come back down. Let's see. Hector Colon, what's up? So, yes. There we go. I think I got everybody here.
I'm updating the board for you.
Mary, don't worry. Mr. MCF is, as soon as he's done updating the board, he will go ahead and let you know how far away you are from first place.
Right. I mean,
Mary Alvarez?
Yeah, she is 9 away from first place right now. Currently, Dwayne Broussard has the lead. But Jason Renfro is in second place. He jumped Mark Hovsepian. Mark is in third. Mary is right behind him in fourth. And that's really the crew. Right? Skeptical fan, actually. Let me look at this here, because Skeptical made big jumps here. So give me a minute, baby.
Okay.
And Skeptical is right there in front of. So he's right behind Mary Alvarez. It's a battle tonight, baby. So it's gonna be like that tonight. It's gonna be a lot of pauses and updating on the boards. It looks like, at least for now.
There you go.
So, Skeptical there is 5th on the board. That's the top 5, and they're all in the house. Mark, I'm sure, is somewhere around up in Hawaii representing that star for everything.
So, again, guys, as we kind of kick things off, get rolling here tonight, I know we still have a few other kind of background shout-outs here. Let me go ahead and read some of your comments, of course. And, yes, thank you guys for the appreciation and love here for 6 years.
Yes, thank you.
Let me see. And yes, that's kind of been our running theme here, Double R, right? MCF celebrating their 6th year, heading into their 7th year. Cowboys need to get their 6th ring. So it's time to catch up. Let's go.
I saw this guy just finish updating the board, but Jason Renfro is a little behind. I think he's like 8 behind, 7 behind first place on Dwayne Broussard. And, of course, I think he is 3 away from another raffle entry, and he's also 2 away from jumping Snug X in first place there on the Cash App. I just gotta say it. I know people want to hear it. So, and again, if you want me to tell you how many raffle entries you have, I can do my best in that, but it could be tough. But I can do my best. There's a lot of entries. Jason's got like 39 raffle entries right now, but we've seen people win with 1. No joke. Lincoln Blake has 1. Bama Fan has 1. Tammy has 2. Clark Kent, Snug X, The Lunatic each have 3. Brandon James Shea has 4. Frame Rippers also 4. Stephanie Willis has about 6 or 7. Mary Alvarez has about 10. Dwayne Broussard has about 14 or 15. Mark Hovsepian has like 19. Skeptical has like 22, 23, 24. Jason Renfro has 37, 8, or 9.
Oh, Jason Renfro just dropped a $3 holler.
And that adds another one. I think he's got 40. About in the 40 range. I can't count that high because there's not enough. Like, I can't do it. I just add in the name, and we'll go from there. So there it is, official. Well, now we're all fully caught up. I think
the fist bumping. Go Cowboys.
There you go. And Lincoln Blake, by the way, 54 points on the stream boss.
Yeah, I think, Mary, that means that the total now is 12, right?
No, the leader is Dwayne Broussard. So she's
for this week.
For this week, yeah. Dwayne Broussard's still in first place. He went to drop there from Jason. So. Yeah, that's it's close, but right now it's still 9 away for her.
Perfect. So there you go. So again, let me see. Jason Balaban said, "Are we talking about McCarthy's O?" I think,
yeah.
I think at some point tonight we might be talking about McCarthy's. Yeah, he's taking over the O. So
Big O.
Scorpio said, "If everyone stays healthy, no doubt we'll be in the Super Bowl. This year will be the most complete our team has been with the elite talent. Can't wait and go Cowboys." And again, the last handful of years we have been steadily saying that as far as this team has been the most complete, because thankfully we have been healthier than we have been in an overall sense, right? Obviously, we've had a few key players get hurt, but even then, thankfully, we haven't been in a season-ending injury type of situation, right? So
yeah, I mean, always Tyron Smith's going to pop up, but outside of that,
that's been for the last 7 years now.
Yeah,
so
yeah, we
basically have worked that into our game plan. So anyway. I do have to agree, though, at least defensively, I cannot think of a team with a defense this complete top to bottom. Like, other teams have maybe stronger points. Exactly. Yeah. Other teams have a few stronger points, but overall, I feel like we should end up being the number one overall defense this year.
Well, we're going to talk about it here tonight.
Again, maybe we're putting too many high
expectations,
I don't know.
With one of the best defensive coordinators, in the league, so... Let's put on the camera, baby, and talk some Cowboy football, all right? Yeah.
What is up? Hello and
I'm
hi.
repping the skeptical style here, little old school logo. This is actually old school. And if you want to show what the other prize is going to be, the second place prize from this man, skeptical fan, he, Burn Bar, we need to know where to send the other hat we got just
Bar,
like this.
If you are here, seriously, if you don't reach out to us in the next week or so,
we're going to raffle it.
Yeah.
or give it back to Skeptical, whatever he wants to do with it. But this is second place. Of course, the Sewn and Stitch jersey. You guys know that's first place tonight.
Hold it up.
Second place.
The right way. There we go.
Look at that. Look at that. That's representation right there. Much love the skeptical fan. Always staying skeptical.
Here, how about this? Let me try to put it behind us for now.
Yeah, we should have done that first. But hey, look, either way, I want to make sure that...
It's all right. We don't always have ideas until we have them in the moment. That's part of the live stream.
That's the live stream fun, right? Not planned. It's not planned. I do want to update the board here again because of the 2 drops of gifted memberships from Skeptical Fan. He's at 12 total memberships gifted for this month. Oh yeah, I love it. There it is.
Look, if it only works for a little bit, it still works.
Just tilt the helmet a little bit more downward. There you go, like that. Yeah, perfect. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You can, we know what it says.
There we go.
Yes, much love, Skeptical Fan. Appreciate you. And that's second place prize right there behind us. So the shirt, not the helmet. Yes. So anyways, we'll get into everything here, talk Cowboy football. Any other little last comments before we roll into this? Because there's a little bit of Cowboy stuff. And then we're just going to end the stream with the raffle. And now I've updated it. It's completely updated as of the 2nd. So Jason Renfro's last drop gave him that raffle entry. And again, 6 years, guys. Pledge allegiance to our Cowboys when it comes to football. And you guys here on YouTube with the family. All right, it's been a family. It's almost 23. We're at 22.8 right now, guys.
Yeah,
we're 200 away from 23,000 family members in a little over 6 years. I never dreamed it, but you guys made it happen. We just come here and talk Cowboy football. That's what we love to do. So appreciate every single one of you guys and celebrating this 6th year on YouTube. Anyways, I'm enough about that. This will be the last night we'll hear that. We'll just be hearing 7 and beyond now, right? But anything else in the comments before we get rolling, or just gonna get into it?
I think it's a little too big for me. I ended up looking like I'm flapping around in my pajamas or something. So even if it says Cowboys, respectfully,
but you've worn oversized shirts.
And most of my this is just like a regular shirt of mine, but it is of course Cowboy colors, as is basically 80% of our casual wardrobe on a regular basis.
Yeah, we both actually just love that combination from before the. Well, I know I've
at least for me, even I can claim those before the Cowboys. Yes, that's my point. So there you go.
So, anyway,
rolling back to the comments real quick.
Any quick comments before we roll into this?
Read 2 of these, and then we'll go ahead and touch on what we have here.
All right.
Double R said, replying to Scorpio, Cowboys had a great offseason and free agency in the draft. I'm proud of Jerry for doing the right thing for the Cowboys. And then Scorpio said, I believe Jerry has given the keys to McCarthy. So far, it looks like McCarthy is in control to do what it takes to win.
And I think that for the most part, there's always the financial stuff. Stephen Jones involved in that, of course, as well. And listen, you can sit here and say, what about left guard? We didn't solidify that. We had chances to do that even in the draft. So you'll hear people, of course, still, and sometimes us, say, clown show. sometimes, right? It's definitely been a lot less clowny this season. But they've missed on a couple chances still. It's not going to be perfect, but it could have been better is my point. We had a very good draft. We had, I think, a freaking fantastic free agency because we didn't really sign anyone that good. We made 2 major trades and great deals and upgraded our defense and our offense with solid veterans. Mm-hmm. And then we re-signed a lot of our own guys. We look at our free agent moves. I'll throw them up real quick. I mean, these are not every single one of them, but all those on the right, all that are pretty much every single player there is solid and needed in some shape, form, or fashion, or is inexpensive and is a good player to kind of battle in competition for either a starting spot or a 53 spot, right? Yeah. Guys in the middle there, we replaced them and more, I think. I mean, for sure. And then, the other additions, the top 2, that's by far the best there. And we'll see where, Ronald Jones fits in if Udoka can come in there. I mean, we do have another starter there in Trent Sieg, who's a long snapper. But anyways, those moves amongst the kicker we just signed, with just a couple other moves that not on that list. But the point is, I give it like a B+ offseason. But we had a chance for an A offseason. I think some people are could still make a comment if Luke Schoonmaker doesn't shine out like he should as a second-round pick. Everyone's going to look at Osiris Torrance, say, why didn't we bring him in and solidify him there? If you're going to move Tyler Smith eventually to a left tackle spot for his entire rest of his career, which we know Stephen Jones wants to do, then why didn't you solidify the left guard spot? And I know the Cowboys maybe don't have him ranked that high, but that's the question that people are going to ask about why Schoonmaker over Osiris Torrance from Florida. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see. I kind of see what they're doing, but they got to try at least a better job at solidifying the left guard. And right now, Dalton Reisner is a free agent out there that I would hop on and try to get him into camp here. We'll see what happens, but I think that's the only thing that's kind of sticking out sorely on that offensive line depth. That's the fear right there. So with the Tyron Smith going down, what's going to happen. Terrence Steele, will he be there week 1? Questions that we know kind of could be, why are we risking it, right? If one of those guys are out, now everything shuffles, and we have Matt Farniak at guard or Matt Walesko at tackle.
There's a handful of positions where you can maybe tolerate a bit of a downgrade, but there's a few spots where any kind of downgrade means an instant downgrade pretty much across the board for everyone else. And whether you like it or not, it tends to be the offensive line, the defensive line, and your quarterback in the sense of that's where you feel it the most. Other spots, obviously you're still going to feel it, but there's ways to maybe adjust or massage it, or and with other things you can maybe make up for it.
And that's what we're talking about tonight, because I think the McCarthy, and I'm going to kind of get into this when we talk about what McCarthy's offensive scheme, play calling. I think that the reason he has that kind of West Coast 30% change, we just have to see it. I think the reason that's there is because we have that weakness on the offensive line that it's not going to be something that can just stand in the pocket and wait 3 seconds to throw the ball and wait till the plays develop and go through 4 or 5 reads like in Kellen Moore's offense. I think there's going to be quick boom, boom, or break the pocket. That's what it's going to be about, adding some running there, so the right times to run, not just to run predictably like it was with Kellen Moore. I think those are the reasons why, that's the adjustment, I should say, that we'll see hopefully from this offense because of the weakness we already know we have, which is right there, that depth in that left guard and really offensive line. The depth there. One guy goes down, it's a major decrease there, and your offensive line is only as strong as your weakest link. So keep that in mind. That weakest link, we're going to take a lot to make up for that. Yeah. The quick passing will help the offensive line issues. I hope. Anyways.
Oh, you guys cracked me up. Maybe he'll rise to the position. Yeah, that's an optimistic take. Skeptical fan said, I'm still curious about his medical condition. If Jerry even bothered to get his medical file?
For...
Not
sure.
The guy who you just...
Reisner? No.
The guy we picked up or signed? Or I don't know. Which offensive lineman are we talking about there? The janitor. Oh, there we go.
Schoonmaker. Yeah, because again, we're talking about that boot he was wearing for the plantar fasciitis. Mm-hmm. I mean, we saw that with Amari Cooper and how that can hurt your season and your career probably. But again,
isn't plantar fasciitis something that the player kind of has to
manage his whole career?
Mention, or in the sense of it's not like something that's going to show up on a regular scan or something. Like it's basically up to how much pain he can take or how much it affects his game. So it could just be something between you guys, It sounds like he felt twinges of it during the regular season, and if there was any kind of injury situation, it was probably dismissed.
Well, I'm going to say this.
Or at least overlooked.
Keep in mind,
he managed to keep it together.
I guarantee you.
That's my genuine opinion.
I guarantee you, in training camp, we're going to hear questions asking what's up with this plantar fasciitis to Luke Schoonmaker. And I think we'll have better answers about this and how the Cowboys handle this right. They'll ask Stephen Jones. They'll ask Will McClay, did you guys do this background check on Schoonmaker? Because, hey, not even played a snap yet, and this guy's in a boot as a rookie. And he's a 25-year-old rookie. He can't be starting off slow like that.
I'm pretty sure when he was first drafted and stuff, I don't think he had any kind of major injury history.
Not that we heard.
So off the top of my head,
could have happened
but
here.
Obviously,
I don't know. 25 years old.
But it also could be that the one injury he had was also somehow related to the plantar fasciitis. You never know.
Well, first, I just want to say we had the big drop by Mary Alvarez. That was a drop of the week. Well, guess what? The new drop of the week here, $20 holler.
Mr. A. Lavelle.
By Mr. A. Lavelle in the
representing
house.
Tony Pollard style. Actually, I think Snug X matched that.
Sure, he did. He cashed out.
But real quick,
I didn't see orange on the screen this
week. Mr. A. Lavelle
week.
said, "What's up, MCF and MCW?
Much
What's
love.
good, everyone in the chat? Hope everyone is safe and healthy. Congrats to my Cowboys family on 6-year anniversary and many more to come. Thank you for all the hard work and always let's go Cowboys." So first of all, thank you, Mr. A. Lavelle. And again,
he's an OG, silver level.
It always just blows my mind because, specifically some of the timeline of when we started and recorded some of our first MCF content and stuff like that during one of our first real family vacations all of us together.
That was crazy, right?
We were recently we literally had just gotten engaged, a month and a half before that. So it's just, an interesting little
change up
journey there. So there you go.
Damn right it is.
Very nice.
And
now
we've
been
journey.
Married, 3 years.
3 years, been together over 10, been married over 3.
No, I'm just saying, it's, there you go.
Man, it's been a ride.
So,
guys, and by the way, I want to shout out A. Lavelle because he's a OG.
And our Cowboys still have not gotten a fucking Super
I know.
Bowl
That's the angering part. A. Lavelle,
that
though,
is very frustrating.
with that $20 holler, baby, he's added 3 raffle entries. And he's got 2 left over there, I think. But he also gets in the silver level 2 added memberships.
That's right.
I mean, 2 added raffles. I'm sorry. In the silver, he's in the silver, so he gets 2 added bonus raffle entries. Much love to Mr. A. Lavelle.
And thank you to Skeptical Fan following that up with a $2
dollar
holler. I'm trying to gauge the seriousness of this, or if this is one of those joking. He said, "I need a janitor jersey soon." That's what I'm
Number
saying.
86?
I'm guessing it's a joke.
I don't think Schoonmaker is available in our raffle, but yes, after this year, he probably will be available. Yes. If he can have if he can clean up well this season. You know what I mean? I like this.
That's why I said.
People don't understand that's his name. Remember, that's his name in Dutch or whatever, right?
Schoonmaker.
Schoonmaker is janitor. I mean, there's other meanings to it, but yes.
Let me see. So that's also the other part too. I always forget how old he is. From Levin Rodriguez reminding us, a 25-year-old rookie for tight end is not going to get another contract as a 29-year-old.
And that's especially with a plantar fasciitis issue, it could last his whole freaking 4 years here.
But again, our second-round picks just rentals now because
it's not been good in second round. First round a lot better. Second round.
It's actually, you know what? I remember I said something like that, and someone had kind of called me out and said, well, and they pointed out all our recent second-round picks, and it was a little bit more 50-50, I'll give you that. But it seems like that's basically how it goes. 1 year we hit, 1 year we miss. 1 year we hit, 1 year we miss. So, unfortunately,
last year we hit with
Sam
Williams, but...
Sam Williams. So, this year we're maybe missing with Schoonmaker. The year before that...
We had Kelvin Joseph.
The year before Sam Williams, we had, Kelvin Joseph, who... We'll just leave it at that, But the year before that, we had
too. Yeah.
So
I hit. Whoa! Is that a 5?
Oh shit! Skeptical Fan.
Blowing up.
Holy shit!
The man staying skeptical just dropped a 5.
He said, "Wham bam."
Thank you, ma'am.
Holy shit!
And that right there, that changes
5 gifted memberships to Scorpio, Snug X, Colleen K, Drums and Cowboys, and Bama Fan. Guys, drop them if you got them. Let me see those emojis in the chat.
Bama! Right there by Skeptical. He's got 17 gifted memberships. He just added himself, is that 4 more? At least 4, I think. I had to do the math. I think 4. And he's got 3 left for a 5th one, if my math is right. And let me get it right here. He's also in first place on this overall board. I'm pretty damn sure about it. After that drop, that's a first place title drop right there. So, baby, congratulations to everybody out there that got
Guys kept going and said, "You got a membership. You got a membership. You."
I feel like I'm on Oprah.
Like, I know, but seriously, we're gonna have to figure out something I think a little more visual as far as the membership situation there. So we're definitely gonna.
Can we change that?
I'm just saying like the way we put up the Cash App King and stuff like that.
Yeah, no,
I'm just
I
saying,
agree.
like we'll
that's why it's on the board above.
I know.
When you take it. Yeah.
True. But we'll figure something out this week as well.
So,
in the process.
We're always trying to do things, upgrade things, change up things, but
definitely no. Just saying, I definitely feel that needs
Well, every time that hits and it just keeps hitting, I get chest palpitations because it scares the shit out of me. But
I will say that the ones straight in a row like that do get to you. So that was freaky, but that's part of the fun there. So again, shout out to everybody here. Thanks for chilling here. I kind of forgot what we were talking about.
I just gotta make sure I got this right here.
Remind me.
I'm making sure I got it. I think skeptical.
All I remember is second round picks and 1 year we hit, 1 year we missed.
Yeah, we were going back. We got all the way to Trayvon Diggs, which is about far enough, right? I think we're good there. We're gonna go through some of the news, info, and updates here, but baby, I gotta still do the work here with skeptical and add his 4 big drops here on the raffle entry.
There you go.
You guys probably like, what the hell is he doing?
No, it's okay. So
there he goes. All right, I'm all caught. Now I got him caught up. He's all caught up. Man, he's closing in on Jason's numbers. He's still back. He's still 10 back or something. But it's anyone's raffle in this one here for that Sewn and Stitch jersey and that fantastic T-shirt. Yes,
I keep forgetting it's behind us.
I mean, skeptical wins his own shirt back. I mean,
then he can. I know he can re-raffle it or choose who to give it to. I guess.
Hey, listen, everybody. Appreciate this is the MCF kind of experience back and forth. So thank you guys for being part of this thing. The 6 years. We're not talking about the 6 years anymore after tonight, but this is part of a week-long celebration. And yes, we're tooting our horn because who thought we'd make it 6 damn years? Yeah, who thought we'd get to 6 before the Cowboys get to 6? You know what I mean?
Not me.
Not I, for sure. So should I get into this, baby? Is there anything else to discuss in the chat? Anyone wants to?
I'm ready to go if you are.
All right, let me just double check. I think we're good. We're all caught up. And let's continue here, or let's get started off. There's a couple of things, guys. I love from this offensive line, O-line masterminds. We talked about this the other day. I'm going to talk about it for a second here. But first, Aztec in the house.
Much love, Aztec, with an Australian.
From Australia.
$2 holler.
Repping and he said, star out there.
Number 22 and MCW, oi, oi. So,
oi.
I guess, should I do that in Australian accent?
Go ahead, do your best.
No.
I wanted you to do it.
No, thank you. Sorry.
Aztec.
Not if the stream is staying up permanently.
Okay, then you don't want to do it. Aztec still there in 14th place. I got you, though. I got you.
I still have some self-respect. Just gotta...
Oi. No?
Oh, boy.
Okay. Oi. Anyways.
That sounded like a sick pig earlier.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to do it. I can't do it justice, so I apologize, Aztec.
I'm just going to drink my water.
Yes. I'm going to just talk Cowboys. That's what I know. I don't know the always. But here's the thing. Micah Parsons was a focal point of this offensive line mastermind weekend, I guess you can say. And he wasn't not as in there in the flesh. That's not the important part. I mean, we talked about the torque wheel, right? And we saw Tyler Smith using it and doing his thing out there. Again, as I disappear, you're seeing this is at the offensive line masterminds but the summit they had, right? So here's the thing, guys. Basically, Lane Johnson, the right tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles, had a film breakdown of Micah Parsons, basically, out there, and basically Lane Johnson trying to block him. It just showed the issues that Lane Johnson had with the Micah Parsons. So when I go to the best of Micah Parsons, there's a reason for that. This is basically what you saw being shown to the offensive line mastermind summit group, these 60 or 70 college and NFL offensive linemen. Again, 5 Cowboys were there. Terrence Steele was there. Tyler Smith was there. Tyler Biotish was there. Matt Farniok was there. So they were watching film about how do you block this guy. And this is an offensive line brainstorming session. They really can't stop Micah. I love it because that's what he said. He said this was what Lane Johnson said. Quote, "What you're seeing here is a perfect example of greatness respecting greatness." And it's just, and he was talking about himself. That's him getting demolished. I don't know if it was him on that play. Maybe it was Malala, whatever his name is. But the point is, Micah was a prime example of how do you really block this guy.
steal a common known phrase, real, recognize real.
Yeah.
And obviously, as much as obviously we don't want to show respect to any kind of eagle in any way, Lane Johnson is obviously a very talented man, and he knows what he's talking about. So when he's going up against Micah Parsons, he's saying, yeah, that dude's got it.
Yeah.
I trust that he's got it.
And listen, and again, he's doing this to show examples of like how do you stop? Because in the video, I mean, Micah was dominating pretty much almost every play. Even to get the pressure on that play or get the sack or the hit on the quarterback, he was getting through fast and easy, and it was just every play.
We know how disruptive Micah is. So, not surprising that they used him basically as an example of how do you stop this?
Love it. You got to love it. We love this, and I think the Eagles and everybody else in the league knows, guess what? They're going to see a lot more of this 2023, 2024, 2025, and beyond. So
Scorpio said Tyler won the battle of the torque wheel.
I mean, he was on the defensive side on that one, but he's using it. He's, learning and absorbing things from offensive linemen.
That still means he had a little bit of power there.
Hell
so
yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to see
I'm gonna get very
all these guys
on
learning.
The Tyler situation once again come training camp. So
Tyler Biotish, Tyler Smith, Tyron Smith, Terrence Steele, Zach Martin.
And not just that, but I'm pretty sure I off the top of my head, I swear we still had like another Ty something name there.
Well, Terrence Steele, TS.
There's a lot some of our deeper squad players. Well. That's why I said I know training camp is going to be a heck of a lot of fun trying to remember all those names.
Names, numbers,
that's always
and all.
My favorite part.
Names and numbers. That's Tyler Coyle, 31. Anyways, so that was how they used Micah in this O-line Mastermind Summit. What about, we saw Osa Odigizua on July 4th with Chauncey Golston and Neville Gallimore. You see the video we posted, and you see some of the shorts where we roll off of that to ask specific questions. But when you see that, you're seeing how Osa and he's busting ass on the Texas Heat grinding. I think he's the guy to kind of keep an eye on out of those three interior when he's going to be alongside guys like rookie Mozzie Smith and, of course, Jonathan Hankins. I think that's going to be great to see Osa in the mix with those guys. He's going to get a lot more, I think, starter snaps in the regular season than Golston or Neville Gallimore. I think they are on, they got to be watched here. They have to make sure they have a good camp and have a good, season. I'm assuming they will make the team, but don't assume because there's going to be limited spots in there in the interior. So, Osa, we saw in those videos, Osa was also today in a youth camp in Texas showing, and it was not really a youth camp, just like an offensive line camp where he was at an offensive line camp showing how to beat offensive linemen off the snap. And he was doing this like high school, I think it was, or a college situation. But a lot of question and answers. Great session for Osa in these SI football camps he's involved with. So good job from Osa. Just, again, I like to see what these guys are doing, whether it's working out, whether it's involved with some youth programs. Yeah. And it's good to see them staying out of trouble. Remember in 3 years ago or before that, every year at this time, we're getting a guy arrested for something. You got David Irvin with the freaking weed thing going on.
It's actually been a handful of years since we've had any players really get into any kind of shenanigans, and thankfully, the handful of shenanigans that players have gotten in has been somehow either relatively minimal or they avoided actually getting in trouble, because obviously I'm not considering the murder of someone minimal in any way,
exactly.
Joseph. No. But he somehow managed to get away without getting into too much trouble.
Again,
and then there was that defensive lineman, Anthony Woods, something Woods, I think.
No, Antoine Woods.
That was
during the season, though.
But but he got caught with a gun in the car.
That was in the season, though.
Crossing state lines.
That was in season, yes. That was in season. That was in season.
Okay.
But no, we've had other issues, like the guy with, and it was a Damian Wilson, I think. He had a problem with someone
in an altercation in a parking lot with a gun.
He took a gun out in the middle of a concert, and because of an argument there. Anyways, look, Kelvin Joseph is the big one. I guess Kelvin Joseph is the big one the last couple of years. The thing with him is that his punishment's still on the way. I'm going to remind everybody that he was not punished last year. He didn't get away with it. Maybe by the law, he got away with it.
That's kind of what I meant more in that sense. Because
right. But the law-wise, he gave up his buddies. That's what happened. So that's one. Now
he had a murder charge coming after him.
I'm just saying. But what I'm trying to say is that when it comes to the NFL is still reviewing that, and that started like last year, and it kind of went to the season. And once it goes into the season, they're going to probably give their final answers maybe. A little bit in the training camp, maybe a little bit before first week one starts. But I expect to hear something in the next month about Kevin Joseph and probably missing 3 or 6 games from suspension. We'll have to see. I hope nothing, but we'll see what happens. Now, as I talked about, edge rusher Micah, Osa interior, let's go away to the back end real quick and just talk about Israel Mukuamu for a second. I've talked a lot about him already this offseason. I think he's a guy that's going to step up. I think you're going to see him a lot at slot cornerback. I know some people may think that's not accurate. He should play on the outside. Maybe he should. But for whatever reason, Dan Quinn has not done that, whether it's politics, whether it was where he was drafted, the third guy drafted in the draft. In that draft, that was at cornerback. But the point is, the weaknesses, and I say weaknesses, his least skill, his I don't want to say weaknesses, but it's more like the stuff that he's
his
less
weakest skills.
I guess you can say that's the same thing. It's more like his weakest strengths. How's that? Okay, because if he can play outside, he's 6'5", there's no 6'4", 6'5". There's no reason he can't cover a guy on the outside, but he seems stronger inside, stronger because of his size, ability to maybe move guys around, push them off their routes and timing with the quarterback. But that's what Dan Quinn sees now. Safety, box safety, free safety, slot corner. Those are the main spots I see him. And also outside, why not? But I saw some video today of Mukuamu playing mainly, believe it or not, I think slot or like a zone kind of situation. But it looked like a slot corner position he played. This was during his practices that he was having in Houston with his defensive backs coach in a private session there, in a workout session. So, and he had picks on this. He was playing I think more like a zone situation, but nonetheless,
so basically
his size
to improve
that's slot corner stuff.
Skill set. Sorry, I was trying to think.
Strengthen
am I allowed to
set.
say that because your whole weakness thing?
Well,
I'm using
his skill set. It seems like he's working the slot corner spot in these videos, but it's not just slot. He's also dropping into a zone and then taking, in a red zone defensive kind of drill. So we'll see how that produces. But I do think look for him to maybe be more switched to the cornerback spot than safety. We have 3 solid safeties. Mukuamu can probably do some of that stuff. We saw him at box playing like that run support linebacker role. We saw him as a free safety. He's done that as well. So expect still to see that, but I think a lot more corner snaps in this year. So another guy to keep an eye on in training camp. And I'm going to keep watching him. Now, I talked about Micah, talked about Osa, talked about Mukuamu. Let's talk about the guy who calls the shots here. The guy, the main guy here, the head honcho when it comes...
The big cheese.
Yeah, when it comes to the calls, the schemes, everything. Dan Quinn.
Okay.
Dan Quinn, you look at him, guys, where would you rank him as a defensive coordinator? Because PFF put him, with their analytics or whatever, they put him 4th. They have Bill Belichick as number 1, which, I mean, it's hard to overrule Bill Belichick. Then they have the Bengals defensive coordinator, Lou Anarumo. And, okay, whatever. Then they got Vic Fangio. He's a solid guy, obviously great in Denver. Slowed us down when he was, last 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That was hard. But again, now he's in Miami. He's a defensive coordinator. He's, again, he hasn't even... Has he done anything? I don't know. Is this his first year for them? I mean, how can you say he's the great defensive coordinator right now? But all right. And then Dan Quinn 4th with Steve Spagnuolo 5th. Wink Martindale from the Giants 7th. Raheem Morris for the Rams in 8th. Brian Flores, the Steelers in 9th. Ejiro Evero with the Panthers in 9th, and Steve Wilkes in 10th. But there you go. You got Dan Quinn. In my opinion, he should be 2nd at the least.
I was going to say that, off the top of my head, I was going to say he has to be somewhere in the top 3. But I guess my question is, what is their reasoning? Because there's definitely at least, how is San Francisco that low, personally? Just throwing that out there.
I think it's talking about coordinator, because their coordinator, Robert Saleh, a couple years ago, he moved on. They still are solid there. I think more of the players,
so
maybe the scheme that was left.
Kind of inherited
that.
Yeah, okay.
That's the way they're looking at it. I'm assuming Steve Wilkes.
So I was going to say, because another team that I'm surprised I didn't even see on there was the Eagles.
They have a brand new coordinator on offense and defense.
That's why I was going to say, yeah. I'm even going based off of that, where you're talking about the coach that's been with that team, that's led that. I'm sorry, how is Dan Quinn not top 3? He's been with us long enough.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Along with his history.
With the Seahawks. But exactly. If you look at this year coming in, Dan Quinn turned the Cowboys 2 years ago. 2 years ago, we were one of the worst defenses. We had the worst defense in the NFL, run defense. We were the worst defense, basically from a bottom 5 defense with Mike Nolan to Dan Quinn, immediately taking us to a top 10 defense and now a top 5 defense. And again, in one season, just going from the bottom 5 to the top 5, in my opinion, that's and again, he's consistently here again. Did it again this past year. Dan Quinn should be easily 2, if not one.
Are they somehow maybe giving more credit to the front office as far as like the drafting and acquisition of players and talent and things like that? But shouldn't that I'm sorry, but if you guys think that without Dan Quinn the Cowboys would have ever done even half of that, I don't know. I have some beachfront property in Kansas to sell you.
Yeah, there's no way.
Saying, Dan Quinn absolutely influenced our front office and the Cowboys into getting some of the players that are actively helping our defense be
not just even players,
top 10, top 5.
Not just players, it's importance of position. For instance, safety. For instance, defensive tackle, interior 0 tech, 1 tech.
You think Mozzie Smith would be here right now if it wasn't for Dan Quinn?
This is the reason why.
And obviously, let's knock on wood. Let's hope that all pans out, but. Honestly, just the fact that the Cowboys even, basically invested in that position that highly still speaks to the kind of influence that not only Dan Quinn has, but hopefully it means for our defenses in the future, too. It's
two things. He the guy has changed the mindset of the front office, but he's also taken guys and made something out of little or nothing. Like Jaron Kearse was Jaron Kearse was a castaway. I mean, this guy made him a superstar in a way in our defense. I mean, he's a very important piece in our defense. He's taken guys and made them only better. Micah Parsons, who knows how he would have been. With Rod Marinelli, he would have been a freaking LVE off-ball linebacker. That'd be great. He'd be the best one there, but he'd be better doing pressure situation, changing the game, like Micah Parsons. That's Dan Quinn's influence, and that's night and day to those guys.
Real quick, let me hit up some comments. Double R said, Cowboys should be grateful he stayed. Trust me,
we are. Jerry Jones paid him a lot of money.
And not just that, but I'm assuming that part of it, too, is Dan Quinn has said it, too. He's not going to leave the Cowboys until he finds, his Goldilocks just right type of head coach situation.
It was the perfect situation.
Exactly.
Denver was close, and then they hired the Green Bay guy, and then he said, all right, well, I'm just going to stay in Dallas and take the huge money.
It sounds
from
like
Jerry
there's
Jones.
very few teams that he's interesed in even being a head coach for, and if it's not going to be
this
one of those...
This could be one. Right?
It does sound like this is one of them.
If McCarthy is gone, whether it's this year, after this year, after next year when his contract is up, Quinn might be staying for the ride and then continuing as head coach if McCarthy just can't get it done.
Yeah, it's a bit of a double-edged sword in the sense that he obviously doesn't want to stay, he doesn't want the team to fail. Everyone wants the team to get a Super Bowl, but if things go in a bad way, that could mean an opportunity for him. So I think it's just one of those things where it's football. You always have to have a plan B, C, D, E, F, G. So anyway, real quick, let me keep hitting up the comments. Dan Quinn is the man, Mary Alvarez.
Hell yeah.
Let me see. What was it? Oh, yeah. Scorpio said Micah would still be a linebacker if Nolan was here. Dan Quinn is a mastermind.
I'm telling you, Nolan, Marinelli, they'd have him at off-ball linebacker. We'd be sitting here going, great, he's a great player, but he would not be a game changer, like a league changer. And dare I say generational player? Yeah. We're still figuring it out, but you guys see it already happening. I think we all know it's happening. So, and maybe, by the way, I know there's other comments, but here's the reason why they put him fourth. Hard to believe Dan Quinn is still a defensive coordinator, according to PFF, not a head coach. That's number one, which, it depends how he does those duties. We know what happened in Atlanta. He got to the Super Bowl, but again, there was some issues with the head coaching spot for him as far as how much time he could devote to the defense. Now, again, according to PFF, since he's still manning this Cowboy defense I call him the chess master to our defense here. Obviously, they say he has to be in the top 5 no matter what, which we have expected that we've in the top 3, like you said, baby. And Quinn, he said that the PFF is saying that Quinn led the Cowboys defense, he had the Cowboy defense lead the season, led the NFL last year with 337 pressures. Total pressures in the NFL, Cowboys are number 1. That means we're relentless, nonstop getting in the quarterback's face. Also tied for 5th in interceptions in the NFL, which is underscored. I think it's not really looked upon too much, but that pressure creates turnovers, and that was with a ragtag group of guys back there. Anthony Brown, he got hurt. Deron Bland came through, but then, when we lost Jordan Lewis and these other guys started going down, the next guys up were trash. And the Deshaun Wrights.
Exactly.
And the Kelvin Josephs, they didn't show up. So, and other guys that we had picked up as well. So, a lot of 5th in the league in interceptions. That's because of the pressure. And now we got Gilmore and Diggs on each side with Bland and Jordan Lewis with the 3 safeties behind them. Come on, guys. Come on. This is going to get, with the pressure, we're going to be third interceptions this year, possibly. I don't know. I'm gonna bank on that. There were 16 interceptions by the Cowboy defense last season, and then they said that with the Cowboys PFF overall defensive grade placed in the top 10, they said that basically the Cowboys exceeded their points allowed per play, which was third best in the NFL. So that's very important in the analytics side of things. But basically what they're saying is Dan Quinn's groups continue to be, put up great numbers across the board, very consistent. And they didn't really say that they should be better this year. I believe with the people we added, whether free agency, Stephon Gilmore, in a trade, guys on the defensive side there, that are coming through, like maybe Mukuamu and others, Jabril Cox. Let's see what he's got. Some guys we want to see. And, of course, the draft. I think we got Mozzie Smith, Overshone, and others that are going to help this defense out.
There were a few, picks that just weren't as exciting, but realistically speaking, we were picking 20-something. Yeah. Once you're picking 20-something, you already have to manage your expectations, right?
We did very well with our
after
picks.
top 15, manage your expectations. Yeah. So I'm very happy with Mozzie. I'm just trying to say that obviously affects the rest of our picks as well. So as we pick later on in all these rounds, I think the Cowboys definitely made the best of it. I think I have only really the biggest question to me is Schoonmaker.
Yeah, well,
as far as everything else, it's like, I have questions, but the one that I feel like will be the most impactful as far as the draft, the one that could bite us in the ass the most, like I said, Schoonmaker.
Eyes on number 86 for training camp. Keep an eye on him. So, and we're going to talk about the offense now, but as far as the draft is concerned, we invested a lot more in the defense than I thought we would. Especially in the higher rounds, earlier rounds.
Surprise, but
I'm saying
we gave Dan Quinn everything he wanted.
Exactly.
I guess.
My point is that we are investing with Hankins on the free agency, right? Re-signing him and then drafting Mozzie Smith,
bringing in Gilmore.
We brought in again Stephon Gilmore to help the entire defensive backfield with his veteran leadership. But you kept guys like Donovan Wilson and you kept guys like LVE. This is important for this defense this year to be even better. Every year we're getting better, and now we added not just the guys we already had, but new pieces that got it even greater. And
exactly. That's what I'm looking forward to. This year, I think is especially important, just because think about it this way too. With Dan Quinn obviously having already a pretty established defense, obviously we're going to change some things up, do some new things, but for the most part, we have a real solid core group of guys that already know what Dan Quinn wants to do. So that also allows Dan Quinn to really focus on some of the newer guys and get them ready to go a little bit faster. So guys like Mozzie Smith or Gilmore will be able to be even more quickly up to speed, you think, just because everyone around them too kind of knows. And we've seen it too, very kind of overall helpful type of attitude and stuff like that. Yeah. So whatever we're doing as far as the playbook defensively, Dan Quinn has it in a very straightforward type of way.
Agreed.
I wonder if McCarthy took any influence from the way that Quinn structures his play, but I know offense and defense are done very differently. Just saying that
I
maybe
agree.
Some of the language or straightforwardness, he found a way to adapt it to our new offensive scheme.
We'll see. I mean, could be. I also think that when it comes to Dan Quinn, another reason for him to be, and I'm going to have to chat real quick, and then we're going to go to the offense, and then we're going to do our raffle. So I want to make sure I touch on this because it seems like, think about it for a second. You're Dan Quinn. Right now, you pretty much get any job anywhere. You know this defense is going to be fucking top 10, top 5, probably, definitely. I think top 5 no matter what in this season. So, baby, what happens when you had a defense that's going to be top 5 again, 3 years in a row? I mean, taking a defense from 31st, 32nd to top 5 every year, basically. So, when you see that happen, you know he's got like the choice. Wherever he wants to go, every year he's going to get options. And right now, why not stay with the Cowboys? You're building a nucleus of guys you know. You're getting better with them. They're getting better with you. And all I'm trying to say is you got Micah built up. By the time next year comes, he's going to be entering his 4th year. And,
when you're in a good spot here in Dallas, we make it very hard to want to leave.
I think the difference, from him, think about it like this. Well, so Seattle, right? He was the defensive coordinator for 2 years, I think. And they won a Super Bowl. They went to the Super Bowl both years. And then he immediately went to Atlanta, right? And because they were going to get rid of Pete Carroll. He was the guy there. But it's different because now in Atlanta, he had to do everything. He doesn't know his players. If he stayed in Seattle and became the head coach, how much better would he have been? And that's what I'm trying to say. Staying with the team you built. I think that's Dan Quinn's kind of hope this time around. If McCarthy's gone in another year, this upcoming season after this year or the year after his contract is up, Dan Quinn is going to know his defense. It's different than going to a new team with a head coach and then building a new defense again. I think that's a key that is overlooked about Dan Quinn's history. If he had stayed in Seattle, I think they would have been to another. They possibly could have. He would have been a better head coach, and they went to the Super Bowl with Atlanta. So just think about all those things for a second and say, okay, he took him to Atlanta with a brand new defense. He created it and he helped it, but he wasn't as involved. He wouldn't have to do that in Seattle. He already know his defense. He could leave somebody. He could leave Joe Witt Jr. to handle the Cowboy defense, and he knows what's going on as he focuses on the whole team. I think that's night and day compared to what he went through in Atlanta as a head coach. So I think he'll even be a better head coach in Dallas.
What does that mean for McCarthy now that he's not able to technically only focus on head coaching? Now he has to dip his hands in the offense.
Similar thing.
And be the head coach.
For 3 years, McCarthy has been learning. And I'd say this just the watching. I don't think McCarthy was allowed to be more hands-on than he already was when it comes to Kellen Moore and the offense for the last 3 years. I think he was involved to an extent, but to an extent he was hands-off.
Remember, he took the reins in occasional moments. So.
Well, when Dak went down, he took over, and the Joneses approved, and that's what kept his job. So, and I say took over, I say guiding Kellen Moore better and restructuring the offensive game plan. So I think he just learned. I think that's the way McCarthy is. So McCarthy this year around, I think that he knows the offense, kind of like Dan Quinn knows the defense, right?
Let me hit up the chat real quick because you guys are making some great points here.
I'm just throwing shit out there, see if it sticks.
Mary Everett said, "Is it me or does Overshown look a little like D-Log?" It might just be me. No, actually, I definitely see it. I see it.
D-Log? I mean, facially, you mean? Okay, I thought you meant like position-wise, because he looks to me like a J-Ron Curse.
No, like visually.
Yeah, okay, no, yes. I didn't, yeah. So, Overshown is
real quick, Scorpio said,
singer.
"We've had a taste of Dan Quinn, a head coach, when McCarthy got
COVID.
The Rona.
Yeah.
You can tell that the team's energy was high. Everyone fought even harder to get the win.
That was preseason.
Quinn
out. Preseason game, I think. The preseason game, and I'm pretty sure that I remember that game. I mean,
Are you
Joe.
Sure, it wasn't a regular season
Pretty sure,
game?
yeah. I don't think it was a regular season game. Oh no, it was. It was Minnesota, wasn't it?
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it was a regular season game.
You're right. It was Minnesota, and he did a great job. Joe Witt Jr. did a great job doing the Dan Quinn job.
Yeah.
Which is what you'll see if Dan Quinn becomes head coach. And that goes not just for Dallas, anywhere. He gets a job in Arizona. I think Joe Witt Jr. goes to Arizona as the defensive coordinator.
Dan Quinn's strengths definitely. Again, just each coach does things a little bit differently, but I do agree that Dan Quinn's player motivation. I mean, find me another head coach that can get their players that into the game in that way. There's not too many that do it in that same.
Talk about hands-on.
Again,
he's hands-on.
Obviously, guys like Belichick or guys like McCarthy, it's not like they don't get their players into the game. They just do it in a different way. That's all I'm saying. Dan Quinn it feels a little more personable with him, the same way that it does for, off the top of my head, I can't think of any other coaches just because I'm thinking about our coaches so much. So, and I'm very tired, so I apologize there. But I still feel like my point is valid.
It got through. So, any last comments on the defense? We're going to go to the offense
here.
The
Lunatic, much love.
Much love. Hey, he's in the raffle. Yeah. The Lunatic in the house. Much love. It's coming down here in a minute. After we hit the offense.
It was Minnesota. Scorpio reminding us to drop that 40 burger on him. Thomas Garrett, the superior Garrett in the house. Let me see. So, and yes, thank you for rolling through the Lunatic.
They're Lunatic. Always go Cowboys. You know it. So is that the Dan Quinn discussion? I wanted to hit on the defensive side for a real quick minute and hit up on where he's ranked. The discussion topic, but it's more about what we're going to do with this defense. Dan Quinn, I feel full confidence in whatever he's going to do with the rookies, with the new guys, with the veterans. I am cool with whatever he does. I listen to, and I know some people talk about Mukwalo. It's politics. Whatever it is, Dan Quinn agrees, and I agree with Dan Quinn. So that's the way I look at it.
All right, that's one way to look at it.
That's the way I look at it.
Real quick, I'm going to take the world's fastest little bathroom break here.
Okay.
I'll be right back, but baby, go ahead and keep rolling here. But before I go, I'm going to remind everybody to take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You guys can follow us on all social media at MyCowboysFamily. Make sure to hop into our Discord. The link for that is in the description box down below as well. And huge shout out, to the sponsor of the week, Cash App King, Jason Renfro, Lincoln Blake, bossing that stream around. He's got 31 points.
And currently the leader on the overall board right now is Skeptical Fan.
Always staying skeptical,
the gifting membership destroyer the last 2 months, and he's leading this month once again. He dropped the whole 7 tonight, I think. And then the leader in the Cash App is still SnugX.
We know why he's here.
By 1.5 or 2. I think by 2. So Jason Renfro's right behind him. We'll see what happens. Now, I did also want to say the overall leader above us here. It was
Dwayne Broussard.
Well, it was Mark Hosepi, and then Dwayne Broussard jumped them, and then Skeptical Fan jumped them. Although Jason's right behind, it's a battle for the top.
Leapfrog.
We got a battle going down here tonight, guys.
I'll be right back.
Yes, you go ahead, baby, because I
will
more filibuster
to show off the
shirt. Yeah, but I will filibuster because really the next part actually involves you have the next parts, but
okay.
We'll get into the offense in a minute. I'll hit up the chat here real quick here. Hector Colon, pressure bust pipes. We've been busted pipes for 3 years now. It's time to create diamond rings. Go Cowboys. I just think that I heard when Dak had said this like a couple weeks ago. We discussed it right here in MCF that this is like the third straight year really building and getting better. All right, 3 years ago we were 12-5, ousted by the 49ers in the wild card round. Last year 12-5, ousted in the divisional round against the damn Niners. And this year, to me, when you look at Noah Brown, out, Brandon Cooks in, that's an improvement. Dalton Schultz out, Luke Schoonmaker in. Ferguson takes over the starting role. It's a wash, in my opinion, in the scheme that we'll probably be using with those guys. And then you look at Zeke out, Pollard in. It's an upgrade at this point of their careers. And then you look at play calling. Offensive line still got the same weaknesses they had last year. That's the same, which could have been improved. But play calling, Kellen Moore out, adjusting, skill set, scheme favoring, McCarthy in. And that is, just on those things, our offense is better already at this moment. And of course, I talked about the defense for an hour. The defense is better, and we added to it. And it's hard to get this defense better, and yet we added. So with those combination of things, if our kicker don't miss, extra points in the playoffs like Maher did, we have a solid kicker throughout the season. Anger, the punting, the special teams, Turpin with the returns, whoever does the returns, maybe Deuce Vaughn. I think that we're in the best hands we've ever been in going into a season in the last, dare I say, 20-something years. I don't know. I think that 2007 year with Romo, that one hurt, but outside of that year, I think this is one of the years we, again, building, not every other year and having an up and down. We're having 3 solid years. Hopefully this year is solid.
I've always jokingly said that the curse of Garrett is the fact that we've always done good enough that we've always been in the mix. But
who'd you say? Which coach?
Garrett.
There you go.
I've always said that the curse of Garrett, yes, is the fact that we did do, like I said, well enough to keep us in the mix, but not well enough to ever get us any further than just keeping us.
It became
in
the culture
mix.
in Dallas, unfortunately.
Yeah, so again, there has been, I personally do feel, a marked improvement in the last 5 years. I think overall, when it comes to the risk and the chances that we're taking from a front office perspective to a coaching perspective to just, like I said, we obviously shifted a lot of things here in the last handful of years. I think in a positive way, even if there were obviously some growing pains within that. But even we have to give the Clown Show a little bit of credit here, just because this year, more than any other year since we've been doing MCF, and I think since you have been, watching the Steven and Jerry Jones run front office, that they have willingly listened to their coaches, and that our coaches are actually worth listening to.
I'd say other than the first year was Jimmy Johnson, yeah. When they had to.
That's why I said there's that combination of both things, right? Because sometimes when they did listen to the coaches or did, right? Can't forget Marinelli's famous Taco Charlton.
They just, he just could. They love listening to him. At least this time, I listen to the right defensive coordinator, not the old worn out one, but the new and improving Dan Quinn one.
And look, we accept that obviously no team is ever going to be perfect. No
moves
are ever going to be perfect. But hey, that's what we're here to talk about. So anyway, back to you, baby. Yes. Right?
Let's go to the offense, guys. Let's go right to Mike McCarthy. Let me just sneak him in the mix here, because him and Dak Prescott. Sorry, baby, Dak's in your face here, but the reason I'm mentioning them is because this is about this season. And again, we saw it last year. Let me just cut us all out. Dak Prescott doing his thing against the Bucs. That's the video I put up here when I'm talking about Dak. And again, we're going to see a lot of. Again, we're going to see 30% change. So are we going to see these kind of more long drawn out plays? Yes, we're going to see some of these sometimes. Dak being very aggressive here, attacking down the field. But let me just say something. What are we going to see? As you can see by the title, what does this mean with this Texas Coast offense, this West Coast mix, the McCarthy influence? What does this mean? I believe this is one of the biggest things about it. Yes, Dak has to take ownership of this offense, but it's less hero ball. It's all on Dak Prescott to make shit happen with Noah Brown as your receiver. Look at this pass, tight window throws. It's just, again, this is a wide open throw, but most of these are like tight window throws or 3-second development plays. Broken plays. We find the guy out there. again, some good designs. They're going to stay with some of these designs. Keep this in mind, guys. So with Mike McCarthy taking over the offensive play calling duties and this West Coast offense 30% flavor, Dak Prescott will not be required to do as much of the heavy lifting. As you know, he's not going to have to be taking so many risks as he has last year and in previous years before that, even since I'm going to say this since Kellen Moore took over and been making the play calls there. So now I know that doesn't mean everything in the world here, but Jeremy Fowler, all right, ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, he thinks the Cowboys' new offensive scheme will ultimately bring out the better version of Dak Prescott, which, again, Jeremy Fowler must be listening to MCF because I, 1,000, been saying this for 6 freaking years here on YouTube. You can go back to our original ones. You'll see me saying this. Use Dak this way. Let's go to his strengths. So what does he say now? With Mike McCarthy being the play caller, what does Jeremy Fowler think? He was on ESPN's Get Up, and he spoke on this, baby. Well, you have the quote. What
he said, Michael Gallup finally healthy. Then you add Brandon Cooks, CeeDee Lamb. You have a really good 3-man receiver group. Plus, Tony Pollard is the lead back. No more Ezekiel Elliott.
Boom.
I think that's better for the overall health of the offense.
Boom.
We know the offensive line has been good, but Dak's not going to have to play hero ball as much.
Boom.
That's going to produce better results.
Boom.
I expect Dak Prescott to have a spike season. He's going to have an edge coming after what happened last year, and people are counting him out as a top 10 quarterback, but he's still in there somewhere.
Boom. I'm telling you guys, again, it's Jeremy Fowler. Doesn't mean anything, but it kind of goes in line to what I think I've been saying. I think you've been also saying as well.
I like the point that he brings up, though, which I guess, honestly, I haven't really thought about or considered. The fact that Dak has a chip on his shoulder heading into the season, right? Like, he's been very humble about it because Dak is typically a pretty humble guy, so... But damn,
yeah, but he did say that. He said it. We're gonna win it this year. We got to have that attitude.
Look, a lot of
he
that
says
stuff,
the right things.
That's
all
what I'm
the
trying
time,
to say.
man.
A lot of that stuff is some of the same stuff that he says, but it's more about specifically how Dak, on a personal level, basically has a little bit of something to prove this year. Basically say,
every
okay,
year,
haters, take this. And I know, but look, he's a Dallas Cowboy quarterback. He's got. Can you stop fighting me on this? I'm just saying. Why are you fighting me on this? Back to you.
Conversation, because I'm thinking my side of things here, or at least my thoughts. I mean,
I think we have a Jonathan Cash App as well.
Do we?
Yes.
Oh, well, I didn't see it.
Cash App? How are you gonna? Just saying, you gotta see it over there. No.
No.
So Jason. Not sure.
We called it earlier. I didn't see it drop yet.
I think we already shouted that one out.
Yeah, we got you over there. I think you are currently something behind, right? No, you're caught up. I think. You're caught up on your drops. I think the only one we have an outstanding one here, I think, is Skeptical Fan. He has 3 away from another raffle entry.
There you go.
For Skeptical Fan. Everybody else is all locked up right now and evened out. So, but again, the overall board, Skeptical's in first place, guys. Jason in second. Mark in third. Dwayne and Mary Alvarez there in 4th and 5th. It's a battle, as we say here in MCF. So, let me finish this up, guys, by saying this about how you heard Jeremy. You heard the wife talk. Yeah. MCW talk about the Jeremy Fowler's thoughts, which lines up to a lot of what we were saying here the last 6 years, really. But last year when I just said it now. Noah Brown out, Brandon Cooks in, the play calling. Listen, how would the load on Dak be lessened? And we discussed many different breakdowns on this.
He kind of called hero balls, so to speak.
With McCarthy's scheme, Dak will not be asked to throw the ball 35-plus times. He still have to throw 29, 32. I mean, you're still going to throw. And you might have to throw 35 or 37 once in a while, but you're not going to be doing this every game like you have with Kellen Moore. Whether people want to throw the ball all the time, we won't need to throw the ball all the time in the sense that if we do it right, you can manage things a little bit better maybe this way and not put so much on the plate of Dak Prescott. So you're not going to see 35 times a game as consistently as you saw with Kellen Moore throwing the ball that much. He did it 5 times in 12 games last year. And 10 times. He did it 10 times in 2021. So that's just way too much for any quarterback to just throw 35 times or more. And whether or not the quarterback can do it or not, it's not good. But Dak, he can do it once. I've said this, guys. Once every 5 games, Dak Prescott can get you 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. But not every single game. And I think that's something that Kellen Moore never understood. I think Mike McCarthy understands it a little bit better. So you got to limit the overusage. And I'm not saying about the passing game, just the predictability of throwing the ball into comeback routes and curl routes. to the sticks and back. This was the Kellen Moore, pretty much Kellen Moore's offense. And when you look at this here, when you throw less, okay, what happens when you throw a lot? Ball gets tipped out. What happened to our receivers last year when Dak threw to our receivers 6 times? It hit their chest, it hit their hands, and what happened? Bounced up, an INT pick. I'm just saying, like, that's what happens when you throw 35 fucking times a game. You are risking more turnovers, bad luck, tips in the air, bobbled off the hands, pressured third and 18. Dak got to make something happen. He's got to go tight window throws and gets picked. I'm just saying, these are the things that screw the pooch. So
okay, he said that when he dropped 5, that should have put him ahead of SnugX on the Cash App.
Oh,
right?
shit. Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me just make sure about that.
I think Mr. MCF might have just... No, I know he counted the drop.
No, no. I did count it. Jason is 1.5 behind in the Cash App.
Okay.
Yeah, from SnugX. At least in my numbers. I'm sorry, Jason. I'm saying. So I think a 2 would take you over the top. Just saying.
Okay.
But that's my quick math. I might have missed something. If I did, I apologize. But right now you're down 2 in the Cash App. Sorry, Jason. But back to the thing here real quick, maybe, as I was saying here, limiting the chance of turnovers is just limiting the stupid passing the ball 35 times a game or more all the time. Doing that all the time is not a good thing. You have to do it sometimes, come back. Yeah, you might have to do that. But you don't want to have bobbles and tips and just drops by receivers that lead to turnovers. So, again, you get more chance of a turnover. You can also get sacked and fumble the ball if you do. Again, there's a lot of things. When you roll the dice, I'm throwing the ball 38 times in a game or more. So, will this be more run-focused? I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be necessary. People are saying it's going to be more run-focused. I think it's going to be more run right at the right times in a game. Not necessarily always to, give the defense a rest, but more to, run the ball creatively, not predictably, which is what we did with Kellen Moore. So, with this, I think the better, focusing on fixing the run game a little bit better and a button-up kind of style of offense, I think Dak Prescott is going to get the ball out. And we've heard McCarthy and Dak speak about the quickness, the play call, quickness, to the line of scrimmage, quickness. It's just all urgency. It's all up-tempo. This helps Dak Prescott. Another thing we've been saying for years here. So Dak's going to get the ball out fast from the pocket. Crisp slant routes. We've heard this spoken of before. They're going to be working on these quick West Coast offense, 30% dip into these slant routes and routes that take just a second or two to develop. Not deeper, longer twists and turns and curls, and then down the field you go. By then, Dak sacked. 28th best pass protection last year in the NFL was our offensive line in pass protection. Just the way it is. Dak avoided so many sacks. He stepped out of so many things. Now it's going to be quick reads. It's going to be quick throws. It's going to be quick plays. And it's not going to be these long developing, down the field 13, 15, 20-yard plays. Once in a while you're going to get that, but not consistently, which is what Kellen Moore did, and it's not a good thing for our offense with Dak Prescott as our quarterback.
Yeah.
And I've always said that. So that's why it's hard for me to blame Dak on a lot of these things. His decision-making is bad at times, but he's not given much opportunity or chance when it comes to Kellen Moore's long developing plays. So that's now out the window, thank goodness. And that's what I'm trying to say, guys. When you have CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, Michael Gallup, as you heard Jeremy Fowler talk about, all these guys are very good inside the numbers. Not on the outside, at the edge, the corner routes. I'm talking about inside the numbers, getting that yak, catching underneath, and again taking it a couple yards. That's CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, Michael Gallup, fantastic. Of course, we know Brandon Cooks can stretch the field. Gallup can hit the outside deep route sometimes. The home run threat of Brandon Cooks is going to dictate coverage and allow Gallup underneath and other receivers, Gallup, Lamb, Tolbert. We'll see who else is used there to get better looks underneath than we had last year. Which, if the receivers are getting better looks, what happens to Dak? Does he get better opportunities?
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to respond to Jason in the chat.
Yeah, and I'm just saying. Well, okay, I'll repeat the question. If CeeDee Lamb if CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks going deep, give CeeDee Lamb and Gallup and other receivers better opportunities to get open.
I mean, of course.
So what does that do for Dak Prescott?
Make his life a lot freaking easier.
That is the point.
And also make him look a lot better when guys are actually getting completions, and those completions also are maybe more productive completions, right? Because one of the sad things the last few years, too, is a lot of, dink and dack, as people have been calling it, right? So,
well, that was not the last. That was his rookie year. He'd do it here or there. He would dink it down, but his rookie year was dink and dack. And this last,
people have been accusing him of that,
right? Of just dumping it down.
But I think it's a little bit more because the plays have just not been as successful.
This year, he was attacking down the field. This last season, which is a different dink and dack.
But real quick, huge shout out here to the man Clark motherfucking Kent
in the house.
$5 holler, appreciate you. And he said, "My prediction is Dallas is going to run the ball the way that Zeke did his first year, and Dak is going to be conservative on passes. He will once again be good this year." So I honestly feel like it's going to be a mixture of things. The only thing that I think we'll go back to as far as some of Dak's earlier season stuff is, again, just keeping things a lot simpler. Right? I do think that helped Dak just kind of focus on executing the plays, and that's one of the reasons that he was so successful his rookie year as well. Credit where credit's due, right? Linehan dumbed down the playbook enough so Dak could pick it up very quickly. That's why I said that I'm assuming and hoping that one of the big focuses this year, like Dak kind of insinuated the last few days when he spoke, was making sure that by the time week 1 starts, we know the playbook. There's no more guessing. There's no more whatever. We know our shit.
And that's
we go out there
just on
and
Dak.
just do it.
That's for the whole offense, the receivers as well. So, Clark, motherfucking Kent in the house. I don't know if we're going to run as much as you think we're going to run, but I think it's going to be a lot more. We run when we are able to dominate the run, and we might do that more consistently.
Again, I think less about we're running the way we did with Zeke. We're relying on Pollard, I think, as much as we did 2016 on Zeke in different ways, right? Pollard's not just going to be running and trucking down, right?
It's going to be some out of the backfield catches
pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
But he is going to be used, I think, just as heavily as Zeke was around that time. And he's going to become Dak's, left hand, right hand man, depending on
when you have him and Schoonmaker, who's going to be the dump down kind of safety valve. You got 2 safety valves that got to bring it this year.
The one I disagree with, though, is conservative on passes. I actually think it's going to be the opposite. You kind of mentioned it. Dak's about to become a Beyblade. He's about to let him rip. Gird your loins. Again, I think that's one of the things that McCarthy actually really liked about
loins.
Kellen Moore, that he was very pass happy, that he liked to kind of play around with some of that stuff. I think we're doing it in a faster, more efficient, smarter, cleaner way. But, a pass happy offense is what I am expecting. So, especially, again, as we move away from that kind of Zeke-based, run-based offense, right? We're going to be running with Pollard, but even Pollard's not going to be running like that. So, yeah, we're going to be passing everywhere.
We're going to be getting the ball to Pollard on the ground and in the air. I agree with that. Clark Kent with a $2 holler. Lincoln Blake, by the way, in a tie with Clark Kent right now. I think in 11th place. But Clark Kent gets a membership now. I mean, not a membership. I keep saying membership.
And a bonus.
Yes, he's in the membership. So, yes, he's now 2 more raffle entries for Clark Kent as we're at the buzzer here, getting close to the raffle time.
And he said, and by the way, baby, before we officially do that, I do want you to just extra double check the Cash App, because Jason said that he was 3 away. Okay. And I do remember that. And then he dropped 5. Okay. So that's why he's like, are you sure I didn't take over the Cash App?
Yeah, I'll double check it here.
That's all good. But while you do that, Clark said with his $2 holler, Dak was good when a mentor like Sanchez was helping.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it was Sanchez that helped them as much as it was the game plan by Linehan being very, very conservative, right? For a rookie.
Dak has mentioned specifically that there were
he helps them, but do you think he's the reason why he is...
We're talking about specific moments in time. It's not that Mark Sanchez was somehow personally responsible for all of Dak's successes, but when Dak has someone who knows what they're doing and clicks with him and can mentor him in a more direct way, it seems to benefit him more, right? We kind of said that one of the problems, too, was that Kellen Moore was maybe just not experienced enough and a little too close to Dak as far as, a compatriot, you know what I mean? He was a fellow backup quarterback with Dak when it started. They're not too far off age-wise, right? Kellen Moore's only 5 years older than him, 6 years. So it might have been a little more difficult for them to have more of a mentor-mentee type of knowledge imparting relationship. It was more like two equals sharing information and passing on knowledge back and forth. So not that there's anything wrong with that, but that dynamic is different, right? So again, I'm just saying Dak, I think, does do a little better. McCarthy, I think, is apparently going to fill more of that role, it seems like, the way that he's taking over the offense. It sounds like you can't take over the offense without holding Dak's other hand. So, well, just my opinion. So
I trust McCarthy in knowing what he sees in Dak and what he can do and can't do, and he's seen what works better for Dak in the last 3 years. What Kellen Moore didn't adjust to.
Yeah, Double R said Dak's never really been Dak since he broke his leg, in my opinion.
I think he's been very aggressive down the field. I think people don't remember how much he had to do last year with so little in the sense of receivers, targets, and offensive line. Along with the Kellen Moore offense, I think that we are overlooking the fact that Dak overcame a lot.
I think it's more the opposite. Because his broken leg, we changed our scheme so much that Dak looked like shit after. Right? Because Dak stopped being a running threat after that broken leg.
We were very hesitant in letting him run.
Or even showing that we were maybe thinking about running him. So all of that combined, I think it really screwed us over.
It's not a mistake. Mr. Mark Hovsepian in the house.
Mahalo, Mark. What's up? Much love to you. He said, I've never been a fan of Moore, but there is a pattern with Dak. He generally did great against poor teams and average teams, but against the better teams, he did not. So, for the most part, again, when I'm just throwing this out there, the NFC East competition has gotten a little bit more polarizing, but that also means that some of the talent there has also improved drastically, and we have consistently been able to beat those good teams and some good teams when it matters. I do think our record speaks for itself in a lot of ways as well. But hey, give it a blank slate this season in the sense of, obviously, we have to start from somewhere. But specifically speaking, when it comes to Dak, I still think that him looking different after the broken leg has more to do with the way that we used him than it does with his ability as far as coming back or how he looks after that. So the hand injury thing concerned me, I think, way more than the leg injury once all was said and done and we found out more about the injuries themselves. So real quick,
I mean, I do say I think that you got to get to Dak's skill set, and I think McCarthy's going to get closer to Dak's skill set than Kellen Moore did.
Yeah, I want to
that's kind of my wrap
Cowboys
on him.
Point here real quick. He said, I agree with MCW. They're preaching run, but we don't have an every down back, but rather a Pacheco type back. Look for more of a West Coast passed offense.
That's what I think is going to happen. I think it's going to be, you're going to run, but it depends on who's in there and how you're going to use someone like Tony Pollard. You're going to use a lot of Pollard in different ways, running, sweeps, catching the ball at the backfield, even some pass patterns down the field, I believe, as a receiver. So, by the way, I do want to say something else. Mark Hovsepian, much love to him with the drops. He's one away from another raffle entry.
True.
Lincoln Blake down to 19 points on the stream boss. So that's
Tony Pollard takes it away.
We just talked about Tony Pollard. That takes it down also. Mark is now in a tie with Dwayne Broussard on the overall board. Jason Renfro, I rechecked everything. Today you have 11 in there. You had 8. So you're basically still 1 or half of 1 away, I guess. So I might have been off by 1, but you're still down in the Cash app. So I knew 2 definitely made it, but I think 1 might give it to you too.
So I think that Mr. MCF might have misspoken then when he said.
Yeah, when I said you needed 3, the 3 was for a raffle entry, not for the Cash app.
There we go.
That's where the miscommunication came in. But a 2 definitely solidifies you the lead in the Cash app. And right now, Mark is in second place above me with Dwayne Broussard tied with him. Skeptical still in first place as we're getting close to the end of this. And the raffle is about to get down here. So buckle up, guys. It's about to come on. So I just finishing up here on these things. I don't know if anybody else had drops that we had to read their comments. We're good. Separation was the big issue, I think, last year, especially for Michael Gallup and Noah Brown. Very bad in separation, getting separation from our receivers. But with McCarthy's West Coast 30% flavor, this is going to play right into the wheelhouse of the 3 receivers we have on this field. As you guys know it and say it all the time, these 3 guys in CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, and Michael Gallup, again, a year of playing through the working back from the torn ACL. this will show that I think in McCarthy's wrinkles and his offensive sprinkle of West Coast, Texas Coast offense, you're going to see Brandon Cooks going deep, stretching the defense. You're going to see Gallup being able to hit those, those first down routes, and maybe even some outside stuff. He can go inside between the numbers as well. And, of course, CeeDee Lamb, number one receiver for our team, but he can be playing anywhere on the field, X, Y, Z, slot left, slot right. It doesn't matter. He can play anywhere he wants. And again, McCarthy's going to be creative in using him. And I think with all of those three receivers, you're going to be able to throw in there Pollard out of the backfield. Mm-hmm. You're going to be able to throw in there a Ferguson. Let's see if Schoonmaker gets involved. I'm just saying you're going to be able to see a lot more targets popping up. Deuce Vaughn on a play here and there. I'm just saying, so will we see Turpin a little bit? We'll wait and see. But these are playmakers with speed. They can do a lot of things out there in the field where Kellen Moore used them like once on a trick play. Every time he brought them in, you knew it was coming. So, again, guys, I think that the way that we're going to use these three receivers by McCarthy, the separation will be a lot better this year as well. Let me just put it that way. Now, playmakers, we have 4 or 5 of these guys on our offense, or maybe more if some of these younger guys can come through, but there's going to be deep shots being taken. It's not going to just be all quick slants, quick plays. You're going to see the Cowboys hitting deep passes like we did to T.Y. Hilton, right? Against the Eagles. Remember that play? You're going to see things like this with guys like Brandon Cooks and his speed. It will always be out there. That opportunity to get a deep banger right there is going to be a lot more available now with Brandon Cooks than it ever was last year at any time. At any time. Because, yeah, you have CeeDee Lamb, but the speed guy was T.Y. Hilton. And I'm telling you right now, Brandon Cooks is a lot faster. And I'm going to be real, at this point of their careers, he's a lot better.
Yeah.
So that right there is, again, you can still hit them deep. Even, with this, all you need is one play, a little play action, and you got him. You fucking got him. Brandon Cooks, if he's double covered, CeeDee Lamb is open underneath, or Gallup is. So I'm just saying, guys, there's going to be we're going to play and force defenses to do what we want them to do. So a lot of people right now are sleeping on Dak because of the interceptions. 15 in the regular season and 2 in the game against the Niners.
And like we said before,
it's blinding people.
Like we said before, obviously, it's hard to get away from such a rough stat, regardless of how we got here.
And that's why we still have the video.
How many receivers did what, or honestly, how much Dak himself fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, he could. I'm just saying, like, it irrelevant, because at the end of the day, they all count towards his unfortunate stat total.
But 15 interceptions, 6 of those bounced off the hands of guys. So, look, the way I see it is, like, if you throw less and you're smart about using Dak to his skill set, Dak's going to be better, which means the offense is better. And I think that is the key. People are looking at the interceptions and just saying he sucks and not seeing the context, which we try to put out there. And by the way, baby, again, another drop, tying the drop of the week, $20 holler by Tony Pollard. Yeah, Tony Pollard, $20 holler by Mark Hovsepian. I'm saying that because
Mark Hovsepian could be Tony Pollard. You never know.
He adds himself a total now. I got to add him in there. He's got himself 4 more Raffle entries. But even as important here, he's got the stream boss, 100 points. Right. Don't forget, baby, he's also now officially in first place on the overall board, breaking the tie with Dwayne Broussard. And now he's in first place, just jumping Skeptical Fan by, I think, a 5 on it, if I'm not mistaken. So, boom. As you're getting down to the nitty-gritty here, the actual raffle, let me add Mark to the list. His 4 raffle entries right there. So, what did the man say with that $20 holler?
He said, McCarthy should be an upgrade. Really comes down to Dak making plays against the better teams. It's not much to ask for when he's getting paid $40 million and we have this much talent on defense and skill players. Barring injury, no excuses to lose.
Agreed. And again, I think the best chance for our offense with the coordinator as well.
Regardless of the reason, this is a make or break year for Dak in a lot of ways, and very much a make or break year for McCarthy in a lot of ways too. So along with others,
hand in hand,
those are the biggest ones, and even I acknowledge that a lot of our future hinges on what happens here in this year. And like I said, it's almost irrelevant whose fault it is, because if we don't produce the results we need, that's it. Start moving on to whatever the next phase is, right? Mark Hovsepian said with the $2 holler there, Dak doesn't suck. He's just overly hyped.
I mean, listen, it depends how you look at it. If you listen to Jerry Jones, overly hyped. If you're listening to, most people, I think he's kind of in the right spot. For the most part, if you look, and then there's people that really
I feel like there's
don't
a lot
like
of
them
nuance that gets missed when we have these.
It goes both sides. It's both sides on that.
I agree, but that's my point. Like
extremes.
the people who really like Dak tend to basically act like Dak is, God's gift to the earth.
Right. It's like an overly done.
And then the people who
dislike
don't
him,
like
it's like
Dak
the whole other
seem
direction.
to act like Dak rolled up in here Carson Wentz style. Like, please,
same draft by the way. Fourth
I feel
versus
like
the
there's
first.
some kind of nuance, and obviously, even if you land somewhere in the middle, you might lean more one side towards the other. And we fully admit that
Context
we definitely lean
matters.
towards the Dak is a good quarterback, even a great quarterback. But we also
I
fully
think
acknowledge
he could be a great quarterback
Dak
if the play calls are better.
A little bit more specific. Just again, because of his skill set, right? Because does anybody sit there and say Russell Wilson needs more help? No. But they're not going to sit there and act like he is going to somehow turn into Aaron Rodgers either. You get what I'm trying to say? So if you scheme properly around the quarterback and the assets that you have, there are ways to win and to succeed. So, and yes, obviously, I think any quarterback would benefit from a top 5 defense. Miss me with that shit. I'm just saying, like, Dak doesn't need it, but damn, it helps tremendously. Of course,
it helps every quarterback tremendously.
Right? Exactly.
Like and I don't say quarterback, it helps every offense. Imagine you get the ball on the 25 every once a game. That helps your offense.
Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I agree. Listen, here's the thing. I think you got to look at Dak with the right piece around him, like he has, I think, more so this year. Even with the offensive line issue, I said the play calling, the quick, crisp routes, and the decision making is going to be quick for Dak and simple for the receivers, for Dak, for the offense. Everything's going to be quicker. Everyone's on the same page before week 1. That's what we need to see. I think that's going to be a more efficient offense. And then, you're going to forget about those interceptions, I think, a lot. I think that was an anomaly last year. There was an outlier, in my opinion, mainly because of the aggressiveness he had to be. A lot of 3rd and 18s we saw in there on those plays. A lot of, tight window throws. A lot of that was caused by Kellen Moore, So, look, in the end, we're going to see what happens. But a lot of moving parts offensively, which are all aimed for what? They're all aimed to make life easier for Dak Prescott. And that is a key. Whether the Dak lovers out there can't stomach that, too fucking bad. They got to make things not easier, but they got to make life easier for him. You can't stack on there a shitload of things that we've been saying on MyCowboysFamily for years. He's not going to be Aaron Rodgers, so stop trying to treat him like Aaron Rodgers. He's not going to be Tom Brady. Stop treating him like Tom. Now, let him be Dak Prescott, which is a top 10 quarterback and maybe even a top 5 if you actually give him the pieces around him. Not Noah Brown, but you give him the pieces like Brandon Cooks, an offensive scheme that is more around his skill set and the offensive player skill set, like McCarthy, versus, let's say, Kellen Moore. You do that. That is right now helping Dak and this offense. I think an improvement is Pollard over Zeke. That is right now an improvement in a more efficient offense the way Mike McCarthy wants to run it. So, again, Jeremy Fowler said that we're going to see a spike in this offense. I agree. I think it's taking a little bit off of Dak's plate. Don't give him the whole goddamn plate. I think that I don't care about how much you get paid. It don't fucking matter. He can't do it. Why are you going to waste your money then? Use it wisely and plan around him and get to his skill set, not your offensive scheme skill set, which is what Kellen Moore did. And McCarthy and Dak right now together, I think I'm very confident and comfortable with Dak Prescott going into 2023 under Mike McCarthy's offense, even without the offensive line piece I know we still need with Dalton Reisner at the left guard spot. I still feel a lot better. We have a better offense this year than last year. With everything, with all the issues, we may still have an offense. And that in itself, and this is big jumps when it comes to Brandon Cooks, when it comes to Pollard in the backfield more often, when it comes to Mike McCarthy's offense, that's going to help Dak tremendously, which in turn helps the receivers, which in turn helps the entire offense. That's what it's about.
That's right.
That's what it's about.
Now, real quick, guys, as we head into the final moments of the stream here, the raffle is officially...
Is it closed? We got it?
Closed here now. So I'm just saying, obviously your totals will still count towards like the final totals for the boards and stuff like that. But as far as raffle purposes, locking it down here. Yes. Just because you still have to make sure that everything is tallied.
I've been doing it.
I know you've been keeping up with it. I'm just saying, like, let's make sure we have everything. There we go. Ready to go.
It's going to be exciting. I'm excited.
On deck and
I'm setting it up right now.
Tallied up or whatever.
Yep, I'm getting it right now, baby. Just hit up some comments in the chat. Again, you see the numbers
James
above
Hurst
us.
Said Dak is a good QB, but that's it. He couldn't do it with a prime Zeke and O-line. He won't do it now unless the defense is the 2000s Ravens. So
again, I disagree with that 100%.
Yeah,
I think if you have a Kellen Moore offense, you're not gonna be able to get the most out of Dak.
That prime Zeke and top O-line was in 2016 with the rookie Dak.
Yeah,
just saying.
I disagree on that.
Skeptical fan representing for 31 months,
man,
which is crazy.
One of the OGs.
Memberships even available.
36, I think, is the most. I think Mr.
I'm
Lavelle
so sad I
I
lost my streak.
I know
because
it's a different account.
It did
now.
it on my So
I know.
upset. Anyway,
man, skeptical fan right there in the mix in the battle here. I think he's down like 7.
31 months is still going strong. Go Cowboys. Thank you, skeptical fan. Again, he goes way back.
That's skeptical. That's the prize.
Further back than just
yes,
that.
Of course.
He's like one of the OGs.
Yes, and we have a lot of the OGs here. Membership is only go back so far, right? 3 years, I think, is the most.
Yeah, but even
we've
just
had it for 3 years.
Watching to hang with us, whether you just found us recently,
we had
or you've been hanging with us
6.
since the original 100.
We have here people for 6 years, and we have people here for 6 days. It's all good. Part of the family. Appreciate every single one of you guys. Now, I'm getting the raffle set up in the sense of making sure every name is correct. I think I got everybody in there. That's correct. I got added the Clark Kent drop.
There is a drop in the Cash App.
Clark Kent, by the way, was already in there, by the way.
Okay.
With his membership, so I added the extra. He didn't have 2 extra. He has 1 extra raffle there. Yes, I think I do have a Cash App here. A $3 holler by Jason Renfro. So you know what that means,
shout
baby.
Shout out to you, Jason.
Jason Renfro. I have him tied up front, but he actually goes into. I had him with a $2 holler, and I forgot to announce it. So I already counted that on the overall board. But he actually now breaks the tie, and I think he breaks it. He's in third.
Takes over officially on the Cash App.
Third place on the overall board right now.
There you go.
Dwayne Broussard is in 4th. But like you said, maybe the important spot for Mr. Jason Renfro right now, trying to go back to back like our '90s Cowboys. At least in the Cash App side, yes, the Cash App dropped there at $3 holler. Maybe that puts the king of the Cash App in first place by 2 over Snug X at the buzzer here. So
there you go.
Appreciate him as always, and Jason Renfro. He's the all-time record holder, 20 straight weeks. He held that down in the Cash App. Mark Hovsepian, right up there, he held the sponsor week 15 straight weeks.
That's right.
That's crazy streaks. Appreciate both of you guys and everybody else dropping the love as we are tallying the numbers here. I've kind of been tallying them all night, so I'm ready to go.
All right,
I just need a minute or 2 so I can make sure I get it up on the screen here. So
let me see. James Hurst said, if you're talking talent only, the Bengals of Burrow year 2 had less talent than Dallas in year 3 with Dak. Okay, yeah, but even I will admit that Joe Burrow is a more talented quarterback from the outset.
I think you put more on his plate, in his second year than Dak. I mean, I just think that's the way it had to be, right? I mean, they overdid Dak in his second year, and they gave him way too much that second year instead of kind of still easing him in. That was Lenahan. But Burrow, I understand what he's saying about the talent and everything. You got to look at the coaches that we had. I think you're overlooking. Like Jason Garrett right now. What is he doing? He's washing cars somewhere. I mean, Jason Garrett couldn't even stay on freaking as an analyst. And then you have, I'm sorry, but Lenahan, he can't even coach high school football right now. These are the guys that had Dak Prescott's foundation. And Kellen Moore taking over after Lenahan. So just keep that in mind when you say your stuff, because I do think Dak had to overcome not just the stuff on the field or the mismanagement of getting players for him at times, not every time, because he had a good core receivers a couple times, but sometimes he had a receiver by committee. Sometimes he had what we had last year with Noah Brown. That's crap. And we all saw it, we all know it, and there's no way around that. So when you see the combination of that, bad coaching, bad foundational coaching for Dak, let's see what McCarthy can do after sitting back watching for 3 years. And I think he's a guy I trust a lot more than Jason Garrett, Scott Lenahan, and Kellen Moore come fucking buying. I'm just saying. It's going to be a big jump. Dak's going to overcome a lot on the field and with the coaches. Trust me on this. Now, I got to focus. I'm sorry.
Let's
I got to focus.
And do this raffle here.
Yes. We're wrapping it up for the week. We're going to crown champions. Right now, Jason in the lead there. And right now, above me, Mark Hovsepians. I think got 5 above. Skeptical fan, right, as of this moment. So we'll see what happens here as we get down to the nitty-gritty. Now, I'm going to do my side of things, baby. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to do this. Hit up the chat and let me...
Of course, as we, do this raffle, get rolling here, guys. Don't forget to take a second to hit like. Of course, subscribe down below. Hit that notification bell. You can also follow us on all kinds of social media at MyCowboysFamily. Just, type it in there. You'll find us. So, of course, huge shout out to everybody here who is showing the love and representing, and everyone here in the chat. I'm actually going to do things a little bit backwards and do the chat shout outs now, just because after you do the raffle, obviously, we'll probably do
celebrate a little bit and then
celebrate a bit, and just because obviously we still have a few things to do tonight, and it's already getting kind of late, but we had so many great discussions. I had so much fun tonight. So real quick, Mary Alvarez, much love. Drums and Cowboys, shout out to you. James Herr, Double R, Skeptical Fan, always stay skeptical. We have Bama Fan, of course.
Bama.
Let me see who else is here. Hector Golong representing. Mark Hovsepian, of course. LC Gang, what's up? We have Rolando Rodriguez, Clark motherfucking Kent, you know it. Julian Smith, hello. Let me see. Almost shouted myself out. Andrew Ruiz. Just in case. I think I shouted you out already, but Jason Renfro, of course, is here.
Of course.
Scorpio, much love. The Lunatic, always go Cowboy Nation.
Drum
Thomas
rolling.
Garrett, the Superior Garrett.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming.
Let's see. Mike Aldana, much love. Let me come back down. Yeah, I think that's everybody here. So, again, that way we can still shout out the people who kind of trickle in here as we do this raffle. So, don't forget, guys, second place is going to be this awesome shirt here. Thank you, Skeptical Fan.
Yes.
Appreciate you.
First place.
Burn Bar, if you are here and listening, please hit us up, by the way, because your hat is here chilling and waiting for you. Boom. We just need your address.
Now, as you can see on the screen, baby, this is what first place is for.
Of course, the jersey of your choice. As long as it's available, guys, you can pick it, whether it's an old school, new school player. There's a variety of players, styles, sizes to choose from. So we'll definitely be able to get you something that has you repping the Cowboys.
Trust me, you're going to love it. So without further ado, we have 14 people, I think, in this raffle with a varying amount of raffle entries.
Skeptical Fan, thank you for the $1 holler, by the way.
Oh, it's coming.
It's not going to. Okay. I don't think so because it's 99 cents.
Didn't hit. Okay, I think it already hit. I see up top on our board.
So shout out to you.
Mark down to 98 points, but Skeptical now 4 away from a tie, I guess, 5 away from taking the lead over Mark Hovsepian. As we get to the final moments, let me take us off camera and put what you want to see, which is that this raffle right here, right? We're going to see, that's the star level raffle. Shh, don't say anything to YouTube. But let me do this.
There it is.
That almost there. There it is. Now there it is. And let me go through really quickly, baby. I'm going to go through the names.
Of course.
Just so we all know that I got the right, everyone sees their names there. You see Lincoln Blake, Bama Fan, I'm sorry. Each of them with 1 there. Tammy Soltis with 2. Clark Kent has got 3. Let me try that again. I think it didn't show up. Let me try that. I don't know why it's showing it like that, guys. Give me a minute.
What's wrong with the way it's showing? Skeptical Fan, by the way, gifting another membership there.
Woo!
Huge shout out to you, Skeptical.
You know what that means?
Big Boss Man, congrats.
Big Boss Man gets that, but you know what that means?
Skeptical moves up on the board, doesn't it?
That means he's first place
there
on
we
the
go, Skeptical.
board. So and I'm gonna actually I think I have to fix that. So let me double check that because that is wrong. So I want to make sure this is 100% done right and all the updated raffle entries. I think that's giving me the old entry, so I got to fix that. But first, baby, let me make sure I put this on the board. By 1 right now, Skeptical Fan in first place over Mark Hovsepian.
So huge shout out to you, of course. And I guess shout out to me. There you go. Jason Ruffle said it's okay to shout yourself out. So shout out to you, my Cowboys wife.
There you go. I think I just saw my side here. Neat. On my side, I saw something else, baby. And I think the man, Mark Hovsepian, just dropped the 5 on it. On my side. Yep, there it is. I thought I saw that.
Yes, he did with a 5.
So that puts him 4.
$1 holler.
4 up on the lead now, right?
Yes,
4
it
up.
does.
It's a 5-on-5 battle here. Mark, back in first place. What did he say as I get this raffle ready?
He said, I wonder why we didn't draft any full-time running backs. The draft was full of them for the picking. Yep. It makes no sense if you want to run more and draft gadget running back.
Yep, that's why I'm kind of saying.
That's why I'm telling you. I don't know if you were here for that part, but earlier in the stream I had mentioned in response to someone's comment in the chat, can't remember who it was, I don't think we're running all that much. I think the plan is to move away from the run as much as possible. And not just that, but even Tony Pollard, like he's going to be, I think it was it Bama Fan, I think? It might have been. No, the person who commented. No, basically, because I remember it was on the, it was Clark motherfucking Kent. There we go. I got there eventually. Clark motherfucking Kent dropped the love here, and he basically said, the way that he thinks the way the deck is going to be used, that, you know, we're going to be seeing a lot of running and things like that. And I mentioned, I think Pollard's going to be used on the field just as, and snap-wise, just as much as Zeke, but I don't see him running.
It won't be the power running back. It will be the using a running back, but there'll be pitches, there'll be sweeps, there'll be
and someone
passing.
else mentioned in a follow-up comment to that, just kind of saying, you know, more in a West Coast style offense.
And that's very good point there. Very good points by everybody there. And Mark Hovsepian with another 1-2 shot.
Shout out to you, Mark.
Officially up by 6 now over... No, wait, no. Is he? Yeah, he's up 6 over Skeptical Fan.
With the $2 holler, he said, is Pollard going to be like 100% or like 90%?
I think he's going to be 100%. Yeah, I think
he was supposed to reach the 100% point sometime in like end of May, beginning of June, like just timetable-wise. So obviously by training camp, we're expecting him physically to be 100%, and any kind of rust or whatever from not being able to maybe do as much working out in a more full-bodied way, that's going to go away.
Training camp, he's going to, again, he took it really easy. I mean, he might not be full go at training camp, but I think by the time week 1 comes, he will be 100%.
Yes.
I think by the time we get back to Dallas after Oxnard, he'll be in all the regular stuff, I think, full blast. So that's my opinion, but we'll have to wait and see. It's definitely a good question.
I think most of our starters are probably going to be taking it a little bit easier in training camp, depending on their position.
Yeah, we talked about Dak yesterday, and he talked about playing in the preseason, right?
Play, yeah. So shout out to you, Asmodeus. Much love. So let's go ahead.
Now we're ready.
The raffle officially.
Yes, there it is, guys. Sorry about that. I wanted to make sure I knew that Clark Kent had just been added a couple raffle entries. So I wanted to make sure we had that right. So again, Lincoln Blake with 1, Bama Fan 1, Tammy 2, Snug 3, DeLunatic 4, Brandon James Shea 4.
3.
Oh, was it 3? I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. 3 for him. I'm all crazy. Brandon James Shea, by the way, you guys wondering what the asterisk is? That is the membership bonus raffle there. You see Frame Rippers here, a total of 4. Clark Kent with a total of 4. A. Lavelle. You saw him drop. He's in a silver level. He got 2 bonus. You see Stephanie Willis there from earlier of the week. You got Mary Alvarez with a whole bunch. By the way, East Sides went towards Mary Alvarez. That was per East Side Herald. So Mary got a couple bonus there. But she's in, look, there's 3 asterisk 1. Why? Because she's in that star level membership.
That's right.
Dwayne Broussard with the whole page there. He has like 15. Much love to him with 3 of them in the star level. Mark Hovsepian. Oh, you know, he's the man. He's got a lot of raffle entries, making a run at this thing. With, of course, the navy blue bonus there. Mm-hmm. Skeptical Fan, always staying skeptical. The gifted memberships, all that. I mean, I'm going down, by the way. He's got about 25, I think, 26. And Jason Renfro with about 40 chances here. I'm going fast now. There it is. And it's 3 bonus, a star level. Same thing for, like I said, let me go back up. Skeptical Fan. So there it is, guys. The full list. Good luck to all. And it's going to be you want to do it on the first person that comes up, right?
Yeah.
The first one that comes up, and it's it. You got the jersey. Good luck.
Lucky winner.
To all 14 of you. And the lucky winner is, random name, here it goes. And the winner is, dun dun dun, Jason Renfro with 40 plus raffle entries. He got it.
There we go. Shout out to you, Jason.
Yes.
Much love.
You gotta let us know which jersey you want, the style. We'll get you we'll let you know what we have available currently. The big winner, Jason Renfro. Much love, and man, go Cowboys! He's getting ready to get that Cash App crown back to back like our 90s. And Cowboys.
Now, don't forget, guys, we still have second place raffle prize to raffle off here in just a moment. But first, Mark Hovsepian's $5.
That's right.
$1 holler. Thank you so much, Mark. He said,
fully loaded.
With Moore leaving a top 5 D and a weakened NFC, there's no reason that we can't make the championship. If San Francisco's quarterback improves, they and Philly are the only obstacles.
Exactly. I've been saying this all year. I mean, you got people say the Lions and they say the Rams and they say this team and that team. It's the Cowboys, the Eagles, and the Niners. That's it. That's what it's about.
I remember when we were looking at the schedule when it first came out and talking a little bit more about just like the general team matchups. That's basically what we concluded.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like, stack the rest of however you want, but in some configuration there, it's going to be between us, the Eagles, and San Francisco.
Yeah.
Of course, there's always like one random ass dark horse or whatever that's going to be in the mix.
One of those teams will be representing the NFC this year. We got a 33% chance, and we got a team that can do it. That's it. That's great things to look forward to. This year, this has got to be it.
Like what Mark says, right? We have to beat the tough teams as well because at least a good chunk of those teams are going to be,
I think,
not weak per se, but
there's a smaller percentage of
type of
top
competition
teams
that we're trying to look for.
But remember, 2 years ago, you can make that claim. I think last year we were a lot better against good teams, and what Dak said is true. 2 years in a row, we've always gone with Garrett up and down. We had a 10 win, 11 win, 12 win, and then we had a 7 win.
Yeah, we're having good, two
consistent.
solid, good
and
wins.
And Dak made the point, building off of the 2021 team, then building into the 2022 team, and now we're bringing in Brandon Cook and bringing in, these
directly under McCarthy, we're seeing that progression. So
correct.
What is the
That's
next
the key.
step
That's
from winning a playoff game?
We got wild card round 2 years ago. We got divisional round last year. We got up to there. Now we need to get conference championship and beyond. So we have the team to do that.
And now let's go ahead.
Congrats to Jason Renfro.
This wonderful.
Oh, I'm sorry. There you go.
I'm showing it off like we're selling camera, but there you go. The shirt, guys. So Jason Renfro obviously is not eligible to win this, and I'm not sure if Skeptical Fan is. Look, if Skeptical Fan wins it, Skeptical, I know you're still here, so you let us know what you want to do with it. But let's go ahead and see who's going to win.
Much love. And yes, Jason Renfro, the big winner there. Let's see who wins the T-shirt that we just showed here. So back, same group, same people, everything's the same, nothing's changed. Let's hit it again. Drum roll, please. Skeptical Fan has the second most, I think. So the winner is Jason Renfro.
Can't be Jason.
Can't be Jason. So, but Jason, it makes sense. You got 40 raffle entries.
Lots of entries. So.
They're gonna probably come up a lot.
Skeptical Fan.
Poor Skeptical Fan.
Oh, Skeptical Fan, much love. So let us know. I'm guessing just go ahead and hit the re-raffle button, Skeptical.
I'm assuming so.
He said he's not eligible. So go ahead and re-raffle it there.
Here we go. And it is Frame Rippers,
a.k.a. Voodoo
MCF
Alpha.
Tech Specialist here. And look which one it won, baby.
The membership one.
The membership pays dividends
there
here. I know he's in the Navy Blue crew. Frame Rippers, he gets the T-shirt.
There you go. Huge shout out. So I'll make sure to reach out to him directly. Actually, I'm pretty sure I have his address as well, like kind of just ready to go on hand. So again, huge shout out to everyone who dropped the love and entered. And of course, guys, as we ramp up into the season, you guys know we'll always have some other things percolating.
We'll have raffles coming.
Star level members.
Yes, guys. Star level once a month. I'm going to say it quick. Once a month, you get a chance to win a jersey. There you go, guys. If you're in a star level, you get a chance.
Much love to you with that $2 holler, he said.
Much love, Mark.
Any news on that free agent linebacker rookie, which got a ton of sacks?
You got to give me a name. Free agent rookie. Who got a ton from...
Free agent linebacker rookie, which got a ton of sacks.
Are you talking about on our team, I think he's talking about. Is it Isaiah?
In college?
Isaiah Land? Is that what you're talking about? He's the undrafted guy with a lot of sacks. I think he's talking about Isaiah Land.
Okay.
Again, not heard much about him, but in camp, he's one of the guys that to keep your eye on from the rookie camp. Let's see what happens. You didn't hear much about him in the OTAs or mini camp.
The undrafted guy?
Isaiah Land.
Yeah.
But I think there's a couple other guys also, but he's the biggest name from that group. That's a kind of outside linebacker, pass rusher type. I think he's the guy with all the sacks. I think that's the guy you're talking about. So he's from HBCU, and that was one of the reasons why they say that it was the competition wasn't that good.
Yeah.
And that's why...
Bama fan, have a great night. Take it easy.
Peace, much love.
But Scorpio, it makes me laugh because I make that joke in my job all the time since I'm the one who processes payments and stuff. I'm like, one of these days I have to change my name to like the business name. So when they bring checks and stuff, I can just deposit it in my bank account because, it has my name on it. So anyway,
whoops.
This is obviously making jokes here,
yes,
guys. But still, huge shout out to everybody here. Again, Jason, make sure to just reach out to us, hit us up, let us know what's percolating in your mind as far as jersey choices.
Yes, I'm excited to know which one you're going to pick.
Frame Rippers, we'll hit you up, and if you're listening, make sure to hit us up first if you happen to.
Yeah.
We'll let you know as far as the shirt.
So message
Thank
us
you again,
at
Skeptical
email,
Fan, for making that happen.
We know it, right?
Yeah.
MyCowboysFamily at gmail.com. But yeah, Skeptical Fan making this happen with us here. 6 years. Truly just humbled by everybody who's been on board for this from the beginning to today. First person, somebody who just joined today, yes. Fantastic. We're officially at 22,800 plus in the family. 200 away. Let's get that before training camp. We get to training camp, we're going 23K deep for that 6 and beyond. That's what I'm looking at. We got 6 years here, and we're in our 7th and beyond, guys. Thank you for making this happen as we kind of wrap it up here and get these numbers right. We got our winners, right? Jason Renfro gets the jersey. We got Frame Rippers winning the Skeptical Fan shirt.
Yep.
And then we got the champions to the list. Here's Jason Renfro, sponsor of the week. Came up a little short on that this time around, but not on the Cash App crownage, because the Cash App King fought back today and fought back, and he's now back to back, it looks like, as our Cash App King. He snuffed out Snug X at the last second. Jason Renfro, you know who he is, repping that jersey he won here on that star level raffle. Again, that jersey's available, by the way, but Jason Renfro won it. He won this one about 3 years ago, I think. So he's due for another one there. Much love, Jason Renfro. Yes, he's back-to-back Cash App King. Now, Mark Hovsepian has a takeover here on the Stream Boss. He's yanked that back. And again, always appreciate the man Mark Hovsepian in any single way.
Speaking of takeovers as well, Skeptical Fan has been dominating it.
Yes,
destroying it.
He's been
as the membership man.
He's the membership gifting champion. 2 months in a row, back-to-back. And he's right now 10 days in leading everyone. Jason Renfro, I think, has 3. He's got 17, Skeptical Fan, or 18, I think, after that last one. So much love to Skeptical Fan. I'll have to update that up on the board as well. He's in second place on the board, though, overall. Eking out a win here, I think, by 6 points. Mark Hovsepian, first place. He comes back and gets that sponsor of the week, kicking off a new week here. But Jason Renfro, the baton passes to Mark Hovsepian. But Jason Renfro keeps the crown on his head in the Cash App. Mark's got, of course, a Stream Boss. Skeptical Fans got the gifting memberships. Guys, thank you all for making this what it has been. The MCF experience. The last 6 years and beyond. Could never have done this without your guys' comments in the chat, drops of love and support, and just the interaction, the game day reactions, everything that we try to bring every day, the passion. I hope you know it's genuine. I hope you guys know it's real. And I hope you guys keep repping that navy, blue, silver, and star for everything right here in My Cowboys Family for another 6 years and beyond. By then, hopefully we're at Super Bowl 10 under the belt for us. I don't know. I'm hoping. Oh, this team's got to give us a win here in 27 fucking years. Come on, Cowboys. Let's go. Now, we're wrapping it up here. Yes. We're tired. We got to get to sleep. It is Monday, kickoff a week, work week kind of deal tomorrow. So hope everyone has a good one. We cook up a new one
that's
here.
It. We're basically only like 2 weeks away from seeing our Cowboys back in action, at least in training camp.
Yeah, training camp July 24th. It's marked on all our calendars. I know the season
hasn't started yet, but at least training camp helps soothe some of that feeling of no football. So it definitely helps quite a bit. And of course, let us know if you're going out there.
Yes,
but again, guys, thank you for hanging with us. And baby, why do we do what we do?
It's about that navy blue, that silver too, and that there star over everything, guys. Win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly. Here on this channel, on My Cowboys Family, we always rep that star over everything. And for the last 6 years and beyond, here on this little corner of YouTube, never forget here on My Cowboys Family, the number one thing here, now, and forever, as always, say it with us. Go Cowboys! Let's get that 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and beyond. All you guys in the chat dropping the knowledge all night long. Thank you for that. Skeptical Fan with the nifty hat. I love it. Burn Bar. Send us the location to send your hat. Congrats to the winners in there. All you guys are winners. But Jason Renfro with the jersey. Voodoo, Frame Rippers with the Skeptical Fan shirt.
Roger that, Asher. Have a great night.
Roger that in the house.
Jumps and Cowboys, Skeptical, Scorpio, Jason, Andrew, all of you guys. Mary, much love. Asmodeus, Mark Hovsepian, Bama Fan.
Woo! The family's out tonight.
See James Her.
Late night with us.
So I think that's everyone here.
Yes.
Shout out to you. But yes, baby, what do we have to drop before we
drop
skedaddle on?
You guys drop the knowledge. You guys drop the love. Thank you all. Now it is time to clock out, drop out, close out the week, start a new one tomorrow, a new week here in MCF, My Cowboys Family. But before we can do all that and drop out for tonight, baby, what do we got to do?
We got to drop the beat.
Yeah, that beat's been dropped. It's a wrap here on My Cowboys Family. You know how it is, guys. We bounce out of here. Remind all your family and friends that happen to be Philadelphia Eagle fans some basic mathematics. No matter where you are on this earth, planet, or universe.
Football's almost here.
5 is always greater than 1. Remember that. Remind those Philadelphia Eagle fans those basic principles, mathematics, just common knowledge. Let's be real about that. And if they're not sure how to count, help them out, guys, because it's pretty simple. Boom. Cry, Eagles, cry. That's all I got to say, guys. As we finish another one here. Wrap another week, another night, but another week. A special 6-year anniversary week of celebration on My Cowboys Family. But in the end, it's always about this team. That's what it's about. Forget us. It's about that navy blue, silver tune, that star. We talk about that offense with Dak and McCarthy, that defense with Dan Quinn and Micah, and this team. Big D, baby. You know what we're coming with here on My Cowboys Family. On MCF, it's about that navy blue. That's silver, too. That's star over everything. Never, ever forget the number one thing right here, My Cowboys Family. Much love to everyone, all the family in the house. Appreciate you guys checking in here, hanging with us on the nightly. Have a good night. Stay safe out there, guys. Join us tomorrow for another one. Another week, right? Appreciate you guys. Have a good night. Peace. And never, ever forget. Go Cowboys!
Monk on the beat.